Please don't spoil the movie by adding your own soundtrack. All right.
Happy Memorial Day.
We started already?
Yeah, we started. All that was hot.
Is all that going to be in there?
Who knows? Let's see what happens in the editing room.
Alrighty.
What gets left.
We're back.
We're back.
With another episode. Memorial weekend.
Ooh, Memorial Day, honestly.
I've just risen up from a nap.
Yep, she's alive.
Sorry if I'm a little sluggish.
Right, it's funny. Chancellor texted me. He's like, Jade there. I just took a picture of you sleeping on the couch.
Oh.
He said, drunk fool. I was like, nah, she ain't been drinking yet. She just ate.
Just a food coma. Yeah. That's all.
But it all worked out. I had to work.
Right. You was working anyway.
Right.
I was like, let me take this opportunity to close my eyes.
Okay, facts.
All right, well.
Factual. And welcome back to
Please don't spoil the movie.
A podcast brought to you by sisters who love each other.
What's your name?
Oh, my name is...
Oh, she didn't think of one, everyone.
Did I do this already? Blair Waldorf.
I think you did.
My name is Jenny. I don't know their last name. Jenny from Gossip Girl. I don't know what her...
Well, this sounds pretty piss poor. Her name's Jenny. I can't think of her last name. How do we know if that's even a real character from Gossip Girl?
If you watched it,
I haven't.
You would know for a fact. Her name is... She's not one of the top cast members. That's upsetting. Oh, yeah. Jenny Humphrey. There it is. The Humphreys.
I could have gave you that.
From the Humphrey clan.
Jesus.
The poor people.
The poor folk.
But not really. Just... not as rich as everybody else.
Just upper middle class as opposed to
my
wealthy.
dad was just in a famous band. He's not into finance.
Jeez.
I know what their mom did. Probably like an artist or something.
They had a mom?
Yeah, and she wasn't really in their lives. I think they showed her like once or twice. What's your name, Missy?
Rachel Berry.
Glee.
Yeah. Can't believe I haven't used the Glee name yet.
I love you some Glee.
I know.
Back in the day.
That's how I got my inspiration. Right. Yeah.
That'd be cool if you started doing names from characters in the movies.
No. I'm not here for that.
To try. This would be easier.
Sometimes we do movies that don't have that many characters.
This is true.
All right. So.
How was your weekend? What you been up to?
Well, you know, I haven't broken the news.
Oh, you haven't?
To anybody.
It's been that long?
Yeah, the last time, or whatever, what did we do, Back to the Future?
Yeah.
I was saying how, I could find out any day now. I didn't know yet.
Tell them what they're talking, tell them.
Well, people, as you know, I've been an NFL cheerleader for the last 3 years of my life. Dance? Is that
I don't know why I said that.
I don't know why you said that either. She's whispering over here.
Yes.
But as of recently, I tried out for my 4th year, and I did not make it.
Fuck them.
And I have, for lack of a better word, been cut. And, yeah, we kind of saw it coming, but we didn't see it coming.
Cue montage of Jade's great 4 years as an NFL
3
cheerleader. 3 years of it.
Was going for year 4. They wouldn't allow it. There's a huge backstory to why, which I would love to get into. I don't know if Jordan will let me get into it.
There's a short version?
Oh my gosh. The people need to know what happened.
Okay.
People who've been listening and who have been following us through this journey for this long need to know why I was cut.
Okay.
All right, are you ready, people? So, here I am. For those of you who don't know, my 3rd year, from start to finish, was like a lot. Wasn't great, wasn't a fantastic year. And it had nothing to do with me. I did everything that I needed to do. But it had everything to do with the coaching staff, the team, the Saints organization, and all that other hoopla. Ain't nothing to do with me. I showed up and showed out. And I've been doing that since the day I made the team. But my 3rd year, for whatever reason, from literally start to finish, from the day I started auditions to the day I did my exit interview, was just horrific. Started off day 1, tryouts. Finals night, sprained my ankle. I should have known something was up right there. I sprained my ankle. That was the start of it all.
You sprained your ankle?
Yes, I sprained my ankle. I tore it completely. I pulled the ligament and everything. Complete lateral tour I had in my ligament.
What the hell?
Yeah. I went to physical therapy and everything.
Oh, yeah, you did go to physical therapy.
Yeah. So that was the start of it all. What else happens?
What?
As the year goes on, I sprained my ankle, right? Mm-hmm. Then moving forward, I'm like, okay, whatever. I sprained my ankle. I'll do a little physical therapy. No big deal. Tumbling, got to get back to it, right? Because I sprained my ankle. So I'm a little rusty in the tumbling department. What else goes on? Okay, out of my 3 years, no one on this earth, right? Nobody. There's not a girl. I wouldn't even say there's a guy. There's not a human being on that team who has worked harder than I have. And that's really not okay, maybe not.
It's not hyperbole.
Yeah, it's not an opinion, it's a fact. Maybe there's a guy. But girl-wise, there's no girls on that team who puts in more work than I have, right?
Period.
Now, I will say, there might be some girls who are more talented than me. Okay, I'll say that. But there's no one who works harder than me.
That's
okay?
Right.
And what people need to remember, I didn't walk into this fresh out of college, cheering in college. I didn't cheer in fucking high school. I did this. I dusted off my boots at 25 years old and I gave it a shot and I made it.
Got your old ass.
I got my old ass up there and I said, let's try this out, and I made it.
That's right.
That's what people don't understand and need to know. Because I did gymnastics on and off, mostly off my entire life. I dabbled in cheer my senior year of high school. Dabbled in it my freshman year of college, doing all-star cheer. Not college level cheer. I did all-star cheer. And all I did was tumble. I didn't even fly. I didn't stunt. And I was a base. I was holding bitches up, right? So I did cheer for 2 years. And then that was 10 years ago for me. And then they announced that they were doing this little gig where they were adding cheer to the Saints cheer crew. And I was like, oh, yeah, let me try this out. And I made it. Last time I stunted was 10 years prior. So let's put that out there, right? So, of course, I get on the team.
You work yourself up to it. You practice.
Yeah, and I practice. Because I have work ethic, right? So keep all of this in mind. So I sprained my ankle. Strike number one. So then as the season's progressing, right, we all go to this gym that we typically practice at. One of our coaches owns the gym. That's where we stunt tumble, have practices occasionally, yada, 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 right? So I'm there pretty frequently. And they're starting or trying, some of the captains some of the captains and vets are trying to set aside a day where everybody just comes and works out and does everything, tumble, stunt together, yada, yada, yada. No one's really coming, right? No one's really coming to that. Not my problem. I do what I need to do. I get in there when I need to get in there. It might not be the day y'all assigning it to, but I'm going to be in there one of these days out of the week, probably 2 to 3. So then these little op bitches, they're talking to our head coach, whatever her name is. I'll leave her name out of this. Whatever. They're talking to her, and she's asking. She's like, oh, well, how has, the little stunt sessions been going? Blah, 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 blah. And these little rats, they go, well, no one's really been coming. And after that, right, she's like, they're like, well, no one's really been coming to it. We've been trying to get people to come. No one's really showing up. After that, this woman has the audacity. We have a professional group me with everybody in it. She sends in the group me. She's like, moving forward, whenever y'all do anything outside of practice, where it's tumbling, stunting, practicing a dance, going to a dance class, I want you to document it and send it to me.
That's bad.
I'm sorry. What are we? 5 years old? Are you our teacher and we're in freaking preschool and you got to sit here and watch us do our homework? I'm 30 years old, ma'am. I'm a full-grown adult. What the hell do you mean I have to sit here, bruh? What? Are you paying me to do this? Is this? Am I clocking this in? Right. What do you mean I got to sit here and document whenever I do something and send it to you? What? I'm sorry. The last time I checked, I'm not in freaking grade school. I'm an adult with a job, and I have other things to do other than be like, oh, let me make sure I go to the gym this week and send it to whatever. That was crazy to me. And of course, people were like, what the fuck? people had a problem with it. I even had a problem with it. And I'm not one of the people who doesn't do work outside of the gym. I'm always doing work outside the gym. But my whole thought was, first of all, why are you micromanaging us? Third of all, we're adults. Fourth of all, instead of forcing people to have to work out or practice and put in time outside of practice, just pick people on the team who already got a work ethic to do it. But what y'all do is y'all pick raggedy people who don't know what they're doing. They're not dedicated. They're just here to be here, take a picture, blah, 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 blah. And then now when they don't show up and show out, you're mad. If you would have picked people from the beginning who knew what they was doing, it wouldn't have been this problem. So strike number 2, I'm pissed that because I'm doing what I need to do, but these other people aren't needing to do what they need to do. So now I have to be micromanaged and document when I have to show I'm working. But you should already see it because I've been doing it for the past 3 years. So I'm pissed. Strike number 2. Strike number 3. On top of this, they're making, also keep in mind, when I joined the team, I joined the first year of them ever integrating cheer. Yeah. The past, it's always been the sensations.
Dance, right?
The dance, strictly NFL cheerleaders. They call them cheerleaders, but they're really dancers. The year I joined was the first year they integrated cheer. So we now transition into Saints cheer crew. So cheer doesn't have skin in the game the way dance does. Cheer ain't been here for 20 plus years, 30 plus years. We've only been here for 3, right? So it's kind of like, dance is kind of like the favorite because they've been here for so long, and and then cheer's like the test dummies. Like we're just trying this out. We don't really fully know what we need them to do all the time, or how we're going to integrate them with dance and how we make this flow. We're kind of just like lab rats, really. Yeah. And throughout the years, it's been like a constant kind of like conversation that cheer kind of plays second fiddle to dance because of that, and it kind of just naturally happens. Like our head coach. Her background is in dance. She don't know nothing about cheer. She took this on and didn't know not a lick. Couldn't tell you what a standing tuck was. Couldn't tell you what a cupid was. She don't know nothing about cheer until she got this team together. She don't know nothing. So all those, instances causes for her, for us to just like kind of naturally like fall behind the waistline on some things, right? So on top of us, and keep in mind that she made everybody do it. Dance and cheer, sending these documentations that you're working outside of practice. But it was a result of her hearing that cheer wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing. It had nothing to do with dance. She did this because she heard cheer needed to step their game up. So then on top of that, right, they're also making cheer do something called progression checks. So after every game, well, that's what they were shooting for. It didn't happen because we never had the time to do it because it was fucking stupid. But after every game or the practice before a game, whatever, they want us, just the cheer people, okay? They want us to do progression checks and show from start to finish like our skill set. Kind of like, think of it almost like a mini tryout. So you get in front of the coaches. They pull you aside at a practice. You get in front of the coaches. They have you do from your basic tumbling to your most advanced tumbling. I'm in the middle of a practice. I'm tired. I've been lifting bitches up. I've been doing everything I need to do. Now you're telling me I got to do a mini tryout in the middle of this practice. I have to do a standing back handspring. Now I have to do a standing tug. Now I have to do a round off back handspring. Now I have to do a rounding tug. And then I have to finish out with a round off back handspring layout. So I got to do all that. Then I also have to stunt with my stunt partner. You got to do the most basic stunts with your stunt partner, which is like toss to hands. He throws you up, he tosses you in your hands, then a toss extension, then it gets more elaborate, and then you gotta go as far as you can with your stunt partner. Do the most elaborate thing. We gotta do that. They try to make us do that every freaking practice before a game. But does dance have to do that? No. So you're a girl, even one of our teammates, I don't even know. I think the pressure of it was too much for her. Like, it was just like a lot. And she has like a full or whatever, which is like a tumbling pass. She hadn't thrown it in a while. But the coaches are like, we know you have your full, do it. And she didn't want to, she wasn't warmed up. Like, it was a long day. We had better practice all day. So she had like a meltdown. She literally started fucking crying. Why the fuck are y'all making us do this? We're already on the team. Why are y'all having us try out again? Like, why are you making us do a mini tryout? You're pulling us aside from practice. You're fucking with our brains because y'all are scoring us on it. Like, we're not already on the goddamn team. And y'all are making us do this shit, but y'all aren't making dance do the same fucking thing. Where are their progression checks? Where the fuck is their double turn you need to see? Why don't you want to see?
Right.
Why don't you need to see their fucking calypso or their coup fucking pay? Why aren't you asking to see that shit? Why are you just bothering us? Strike number 4. That's just pissing me off. Why are you making us do this? I thought it was ridiculous. Strike number 5. Baby, we're not even to July. I want y'all to know that. I tried out in April. We're still in July. Like, we haven't even gotten to the meat and motherfucking potatoes yet. We're fucking July. So, then, my rookie brother, someone who joined the team with me from day one, he's been my ace boom coon. He like a brother to me. He get on my nerves. Sometimes we be fighting. Sometimes we be beefing. But all in all, it's always love, right? He turns out to be a captain this year, or my 3rd year. So last year, I guess. Whatever. So he ends up being a captain, right? He signs up for an appearance, and they tell the captains when you're on appearance, typically if you're a captain, you're going to be the appearance captain. And they say captains are never late for appearances. You can't be late for an appearance if you're a captain. If you find out, you're in trouble, right? Keep that in mind. So my rookie brother, we're gonna call him Fred. Fred is on his way to an appearance. He signed up for an appearance. Fred's gonna be late. Right? It's all the way in Mandeville. Okay? So Fred gets on his motorcycle. He's on his way to appearance. He gets on his motorcycle. He's like, I can't be late for this. He's speeding.
Right.
He's speeding. Fred is speeding down the highway to get to Mandeville. You know, he's no longer in Orleans Parish. So he's in Mandeville now. This is not a great area for
black man.
Fred is black. Fred is black.
Is very black.
This Mandeville is not a safe space for us. So he's speeding down the highway, and a cop is trying to pull him over. He has a motorcycle. He's on his motorbike. He does not realize that they're trying to pull him over. So somehow he makes it to the appearance. I don't know if he goes in and does it. I don't remember. I think he's like gathering his stuff. The police that are on the appearance that he's about to do, because it's at like an event or something, they come up to him and they're like, hey, do you know that when you're on your way here, because I guess, you know, radio, I don't know. The police at the appearance come up to him and like, hey, do you know that they're looking for you? Like, these cops are trying to pull you over. And he was like, oh, no, man. Like, I had no idea. Right. And he was like, yeah. So then the cop with more cops that was trying to pull him over, they pull up at the appearance, right? It's multiple people. Yeah. So Fred is a very, like, you know, personable guy. He's like, let me go diffuse the situation. He's like, hey, sir, goes up to the officer. He's like, look, I'm a Saints cheerleader. I had no idea, you know, that y'all were trying to pull me over. I was on my motorbike. I'm not going to lie. I was speeding. I had to hurry up and get here. I couldn't be late. I want to apologize, blah, 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 blah. So most of the cops were like, yeah, it's fine. We kind of understand he's a Saints cheerleader, yada, yada, yada. But one of the cops, I think the main one who was trying to pull him over, he ain't trying to hear that shit. Right. He trying to put him in jail.
He voted for Trump.
Yeah.
He was a
yeah, he's one of those people. He tried to put him in jail. So basically, there's nothing they could do. Like the other cops that were trying to like reason with him, they're like, yeah, you were going over the speed limit. Like, you resisted arrest, I guess technically. We got to put you in jail.
Like beat women, but whatever.
So, and he's on the way to an appearance. So one of the other guys who's on the appearance with him is like, take off your shirt, because he has his Saints shirt on. He's like, you can't go to jail in your uniform. So he gives him like one of his shirts. He says, take off your shirt, like, we'll handle the appearance. We'll come bail you out once this is over. Yeah. So they arrest him, they bring him to jail. He gets to the jail cell. He gets to the courthouse, wherever the fuck. And there's cameras there, news reporters. Somehow, I don't know what happened, somehow in the translation of them bringing in a Saints cheerleader, somehow it got to the news outlets. They think they're arresting a Saints player. Right. So he's there, he's at the jail cell. People are coming up to him to interview him. And the lady who's trying to book him, she's like, you know, she's like, why are you so popular? Like, who are you? And he's like, I don't know. I cheer for the Saints. He's like, I don't know, ma'am. I don't know why all these people are here. And then she hears, and she was like, I think they think you're a Saints player. So that's why they're all there. And he's like, a Saints player? Keep in mind, he's 5'4". He's like, ma'am, I'm 5'4". Why would anybody in their right mind think I'm a freaking Saints player? So they think he's a Saints player. They eventually realize that he's not. The news freaking leaves. Right. I think he spends the night in jail, or a few hours in jail. Our teammate, who was at the appearance with him, bails him out of jail. So from that, what happens? It's already made it to the Saints facility, right? So long story short, lo and behold, Fred has been with the Saints organization for 10 plus years. He joined the team, Saints cheer crew, when I made it. But he had been doing stuff with the Pelicans before.
Oh,
Like, he's been affiliated with the organization for a while.
Yeah.
So, he even, he knows it was like a bad look, whatever. Right. But, he pleads his case to the coaches. He even, like, writes a letter to, like, some of, like, the higher-ups in the organization and everything. What do?
Okay, fuck.
They fire him. They fired Fred. Fred has been with them for X amount of years. Fred was speeding on the way to clock in for them. Okay. And they fired him. They're like, it's just too big of a liability.
Not liability.
I'm like, for what? He wasn't a Saints player. No. They didn't get a news article on him. Like, what are y'all talking about? So in that moment, not only I'm mad because y'all firing my friend. I don't know if he was a different color, would have been a different conversation. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But what it did tell me is it don't matter how long you've been here. Oh, yeah. It don't matter what you do. Because let me tell you, when we on that field, Fred put on a show. People love Fred. Okay? People love Fred on the field. They love to see him flip. Okay? He's a flipper. Right. It don't matter what you do. They'll throw you out of there like you're chopped liver. Jobs don't care. And that is when I was like, oh, like y'all really don't give a fuck about who on here. Nope. Like y'all don't give two solid fucks. So now, bitch, we not even in August yet. Football season ain't even started. Mm-hmm. And Fred gone. We not. I think we in July, and I'm pissed. Okay, but here comes the silver lining, right? We get a little silver lining. Our head coach, tells me that me and a few other of my teammates will be on the cover of Way At magazine. Okay. We're going to be on the August issue. It's July. She hand selects us, and she's like, y'all are going to be on the cover. Like, congratulations. I'm like, oh, my God, a silver lining to what has so far been a really annoying season. Start off. I'm like, oh, my God, yay, a little silver lining. I'm going to be on the cover of a magazine, my first ever. We get to the photo shoot. We're doing the dang thing, yada, yada, yada. The man makes a comment about putting the blonde in the center. That kind of irritated me. I was like, okay, whatever. So we do the photo shoot. And it goes to publish. So she gets us the copies. Mm-hmm. She sends us like the article because they also interviewed us and they quoted us, right? So on the cover, it's 3 girls in the front, 2 guys in the back, and then they're holding up one of my rookie sisters in the air, Lakin. So it's like 6 of us? 6 of us on the cover, right? So you guys can look, if y'all go to my Instagram, it's pinned to my Instagram. It won't be pinned there for much longer. But if you go, you can see it pinned or you can scroll down. On the cover, it's me and 2 other girls who are on the front. Jordan, what is my name? Jade. Jade what?
Thomas.
All right, say it again. What's my name?
Jade Thomas.
All right, my name is Jade Thomas, right? Uh-huh. I'm interviewed in the magazine. They quote me and everything, right? Next to me, on the front of the cover, me and 2 other girls were sitting in the front, is Sarah. Mm-hmm. Her name is Sarah. There's only one Jade Thomas on the team, right? Mm-hmm. No one else on the team has my name. I'm the only Jade Thomas on the team. Sarah, who's next to me in the cover, her name's Sarah. She is one of 2 Sarahs on the team. Mm-hmm. If you really want to get technical, she's one of 3 because our director's name is Sarah. Mm-hmm. So she has other members on the team with the same name as her. There's only one Jade. There's not 2 Jades, there's not 3 Jades, there's not 4 Jades, there's only one Jade on the team. Next to Sarah is Alexis. Alexis is one of 3 on the team. There is 3 human beings on the team with the name Alexis. They only got 1 Jade. They only got 1 Jade. Okay, now, there is a girl on the team, however, with the same initials as me, right? Her name is Jada Taylor. My name's Jade Thomas. Mm-hmm. Her name is Jada Taylor. Still, I'm the only Jade. They got a girl next to me in this photo. Her name is Sarah. She's one of 2, one of 3 if you really want to get technical. Mm-hmm. And next to her is Alexis, one of 3. Sarah sends us the article, our director. She sends us the article with all the quotes and everything. I'm flipping through it, and I look. Sarah's quoted correctly. Mm-hmm. Alexis is quoted correctly. Their names are in there correct. Tyler's name is in there correct. Lakin's in there correctly. I'm the only black girl on the cover of this magazine. I am the only black girl on the cover of this magazine. I go and I read the article where it's got me in there. Uh-huh. They call me, remember my name is Jade Thomas. They call me Jade Taylor. They get my name confused with another black girl who's on the team, who's also a rookie, by the way. So instead of having my name in there, a rookie name in there. And you know how when you like read an article, most of the time they'll say like your full name, but then from then on when they refer to you, they'll say your last name.
Yeah.
So they get my last name wrong. So the entire time when he's referring to me in the article, the writer, he's like, Taylor says this. Taylor. My last name is Thomas.
Was this other girl on the magazine?
I am the only black girl on the cover of this magazine.
Oh, wow.
She was not in this at all. She had no skin in the game in this article.
They did that on purpose?
Exactly. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, how the hell? I'm the only black girl on the cover.
Emailed them.
So I text Sarah. We're all in a group message, and she sends us the article. And I'm like, Sarah, they got my name confused with Jada's. And I was like, is there any way they can change it, or is it too late? And she was like, oh, it's too late. It's already went to print. And then her response to me is, Jade Taylor, a little bit of you and a little bit of Jada. That was her response to them getting my name wrong. That was her response. That was her response to me. Y'all put me in this magazine, and y'all couldn't even. I've been on this team for 3 fucking years, and I'd be hard fucking pressed to believe that she didn't get a copy of this shit before it went to print. She said she didn't, but I really don't believe that shit. Because why wouldn't they send you a copy before? Because if they said something inappropriate or quoted us wrong, you would need to know that.
Right.
So you mean to tell me I've been on this team for 3 fucking years and y'all couldn't even get my name right in the cover of this damn magazine? I'm the only black girl on it, and then y'all fuck up my name? This girl is one of 3, Jordan. They got 3 people on this team with her name, and they got her name correct. There is another girl who has 2 people with the same name as her, and they got her name correct. And they couldn't get mine right. Girl, I'm mad. Girl, I'm so fucking mad. Girl, this like strike 1,343. I was like, are you kidding me? Girl, I was pissed. We're moving on. I'm like, it is what it is. I guess I'm on the cover. I'm trying to find, a silver light to all of these freaking instances where they've been pissing me off. Okay? We're moving on. This is July. Season ain't even started yet. Season begins. We get through it. Yada, 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 yada. Things are going fine. It's back to normal. Right? Or so we think. Throughout the season, right? Remember, everyone, I walked into this with no serious, cheer background. I did gymnastics on and off. A lot of this stuff, when I made this team, was new to me. So a lot of things I had to learn for the first time. But remember, they ain't a bitch on this team who works harder than me. Nobody be in the gym the way Jade Thomas be in the motherfucking gym. So throughout the season, as this is progressing, is our head cheer coach, right? I don't know what it is. Don't fuck with me. Why? I don't know. I think he thinks I'm useless or something. He didn't fuck with me the first year. The second year he came around to me. The third year he ain't fucking with me again. I'm on his hit list again. I don't know what the fuck up with him. But every time there's an opportunity for me to be put in something or me to showcase something, he makes sure I'm not doing it. He makes sure I'm not in it, right? And there's many instances where this is happening. For one instance, there was an opportunity, or we were setting a routine for something, right? One of the girls, she was supposed to do a basket sequence. She's supposed to do a tuck X. You go up in the air, you do a tuck, and then you open, your body forms an X, and then you come down. That's what it was, right? I don't really do those. The best I can really do is a tuck. But all you do is just open up, so you just add a little extra at the end. The reason why I don't really do those is because no one's ever really taught me how to do it. But if you teach me, I could get it, right? It's not that freaking hard. You ain't never put me in anything where I needed to do it, so I don't ever get the chance to do it. Anywho, so there's a girl. She was supposed to do it in a routine. She injures her knee or something. I don't really think she injured herself. I think she was just being a baby, but whatever. So she hurts herself. She's out for the game, right? So I'm back spotting this tuck X that the girl was supposed to do. So obviously, in the world of setting a routine, Jade's right here. She's backing it. Just put her in it. The other girl can't be in it. So Jade comes to the front. She's going to do the basket, and we just find somebody else to back it. He pulls a white woman on the team who all the way across the field during this routine. She all the way over there somewhere. He's like, Michaela, come jump in this basket. And I turned to him. I'm like, Ty, bruh, I'm right here. And I was like, I can do it. And he's like, this was his response to me. He said it just like this. He goes, it's a tuck X. And I'm like, What the fuck is that supposed to be? I could fucking do it, bitch. Mm-hmm. So with his own hesitation, he puts me in it. He didn't want to put me in it. I had to say, hello, I'm right here. Like, I can do it. And there's been multiple instances where he's done this to me. Moving forward, whatever. I'm noticing he not putting me in shit, yada, yada, yada. This is August, September, October, November. We get to December, right? Mm-hmm. We're in December. We have 3 games in December. We're just got off of one, I think it was. We're practicing the dome. We have a dome practice. And it's time to like set everything for the next game, right? So we're doing a pyramid. Very simple pyramid. Not that crazy. All I'm doing is I'm going on this dude's shoulders. I'm doing a Purdue up. I'm standing on this guy's shoulders. Another girl gets launched in the air and I lock her. We lock arms. And then another girl on the other end is like holding her feet. That's like the pyramid, right? Mm-hmm. So we're about to warm up that pyramid. I'm standing on the guy's shoulders. The girl, they throw her in the air. I'm supposed to catch her. We lock arms. Something goes wrong. As soon as she comes up, she goes down. Mm-hmm. Our arms are locked, right? So she falling. I'm locked in with her arms. I start to fall, right? I see, as we're falling together, I watch everybody dive to the ground to go catch her. She falling too. Everybody's going to catch her. Mm-hmm. Now it's time to catch Jade. You think anybody catches me? No. What happens to me, everyone? I fall and I smack my head on the goddamn turf in the New Orleans Superdome. I want to mind you that there is no real grass in the Superdome. It's freaking turf, and underneath that turf is fucking concrete. Mm-hmm. I smack my fucking head to the fucking ground for the second time. And I'm pissed all over again because I watched these motherfuckers all run to catch this one fucking girl while I'm falling to the fucking ground and getting a head injury for the second fucking time. Mm-hmm. And I'm fucking pissed. Because whenever a bitch is in the air and it's time for somebody to catch her and she's about to fall, I make sure I run 1,000 fucking miles so no bitch hit the fucking ground. Mm-hmm. But nobody could give me that fucking courtesy. So I hit the fucking ground and I'm fucking concussed. There was my entire fucking season. We're in fucking December. The season ends in fucking January. I'm out for damn near the rest of the season. We got 4 games left and I only get to do 1 after that. Because I had to sit out for fucking 3 because I was fucking concussed. They mangled my brain for the second time. I'm pissed. So this was like really like the, oh man, y'all really got me fucked up. After all of this shit that's led up to it, and now we're here, now I'm really fucking mad. Now this is when I really start rethinking every fucking decision I've ever made coming on this fucking team because I'm fucking pissed. Because a head injury is nothing to fuck around with, and I'm angry, right? Mm-hmm. Also, I want to point out that during this entire season, I am the head of the events committee. I am literally in charge of planning every fucking event that happens on Saints Cheer Crew. Whenever we go out after a game, we always get dinner after a game. I'm in charge of making the reservations for 60 fucking people. I've created an event every single fucking month for us to do. Do you know how hard it is to plan an event for 60 people? And I did it like 3 times a month. So on top of them, just fucking me over, here I am still working my ass off to make sure we have shit to do and that these motherfuckers are having fun and keeping an upbeat, positive attitude and we're bonding and all that shit outside of practice. I'm planning fucking events while these motherfuckers are letting my fucking head smack the ground. I'm mad. I'm pissed off, I'm mad, I'm pissed off, I'm mad. I'm sitting out for like 3 games because of this concussion, can't do shit, can't do nothing. So then it's like the only game that I get to come back in is the last game of the season. The very last game of the season, I finally get to come back in for that game, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like 2 practices before the last practice, and we're setting routines, right? We're setting up routines every game. So we do 3 performances every game. Not everybody's going to be in a Champion Square performance. That's only like 1/3 of the team every game. Everybody's in the pregame, and everybody's in the quarter break. So I'm in all 3. I'm in Champion Square, I'm in the quarter break, I'm in the pregame, I'm in all these freaking performances. Right? So, and typically, we usually only set these performances the week and a half before the game. So we're creating these performances as we go, right? So we're doing the Champion Square performance. He's the one who doesn't put me in shit, is making it up as we're at practice. He's like, we need to set aside 30 minutes for Champion Square. All the people in Champion Square come over here. He's coming up with it as we're going down the road, right? So first thing he does, we do an opening stunt, which is everybody's going to be in that because it's the beginning. It's a stunt. There's enough boys and girls for everybody to be in one stunt, right? So everybody does a stunt. Next is a pyramid, right? We do a pyramid, and I'm midding. That's what I always do. He don't never let me be at the top of the pyramid. I'll never get to be at the top. There's a time where another coach was like, well, just put Jade at the top. And he instantly took me out. He was like, no, take her out. He don't want me in nothing. If I'm not lifting a bitch up, he don't want to see me in nothing. Okay? So it's a pyramid. I'm obviously not at the top. I'm midding it. So I'm holding the girl up at the top, right? And then after that, there's a basket sequence. I'm not in the basket sequence. Okay? So far we've got 3 things in this performance. Jade's only in 1. I could have easily done it. He doesn't put me in it. He puts a bitch in it who can't even do it. Doesn't know how to do it. He puts her in it. A white woman. He don't put me in it. I'm like, okay, this is the 4th thing we're doing. I'm still only in 1.
Yeah.
And then we ended out with another pyramid, right? Another pyramid at the end. Again, I'm just midding.
Yeah.
He don't put me at the top. He puts a girl at the top who literally hates being at the top of the pyramid. She says it all the time. I hate being at the top of the pyramid. And he puts her in there. He don't put me in it. So I'm watching him come up with a routine from start to finish, and I'm watching him look over me at every instance of the routine. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. So then, same thing happens with the pregame performance. When we do the pregame performance, if I'm not midding, if I'm not holding the bitch up, I'm not doing anything in it. Same thing with the quarter break performance. I'm literally not doing anything in that performance besides holding anybody up. And I'm like, well, this is crazy. I'm like, this is the last game. I just got back off a concussion. I would like to be in something, but of course I'm overlooked. But reminder, I'm the hardest working bitch on this team, but I'm still not in nothing. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck ever. So I'm in. So we do last game, yada, 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 whatever. Then, I'm almost done, I promise. So then the people want to know, Jordan. Because this is the only time they're ever going to hear the story. Okay. I'm not putting it on Instagram. I'm not doing a long caption. This is it. If they want to find out, this is their only way. I'm sorry. So then, right, the past 2 years, and they used to do it before, when they were like the Sensations, they stopped it during COVID and then kind of started it back up again. But you know how they have those like college bowls, right? So there's something called the Reese's Bowl. And in the past, they used to have the Sensations go. They would perform on the sidelines, basically like how we do at a Saints game. They would be like the sideline entertainment, right? And it's like another opportunity for, people on the team to be considered for. And then they stopped it after COVID, obviously, and they brought it back up my 2nd year on the team. That's when they started doing it again. So now it's my 3rd year on the team, right? I wasn't asked to go the previous year. So I'm like, well, I was concussed. I was out for 3 fucking games. I'm a 3rd year veteran on this team. I do everything that I need to do. I show up when I need to show up. Of course, I'm going to be asked to go to Reese's Bowl. Reese's Bowl is in like Alabama. So it's like we drive up, you do whatever. It was during Mardi Gras, so they went out after. So of course, whatever. So I'm like, of course I'm going to be considered for this opportunity. Why wouldn't I? I'm the hardest working bitch on this team. So, waiting for to get the email about Reese's Bowl. I end up texting Sarah. Because also, mind you, this is all during the time I need to have my gallbladder removed. And I was supposed to have it removed in December, but I couldn't get it removed anymore because I got dropped on my fucking head and I couldn't go under anesthesia with concussion systems. So I had to push back my gallbladder surgery. So I'm also pissed about that. Because y'all are fucking with my health, and now I got to pay a $2,000 deductible because I had to get it in 2024 instead of 2023, the year I met my deductible. So now I got to pay money for it. But whatever. So then I text Sarah. I'm like, hey, Sarah, I'm just trying to figure out, like, when are y'all going to announce who's going to Reese's Bowl? Because if so, I need to, like, figure out, like, everything with my surgery and blah, 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 and work stuff, yada, yada, yada. And then she goes, well, to be honest, you're not one of the people being considered to go. And she was like, but I really want you to focus on your health. Go get your surgery, blah, 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 blah. And I said, fuck all that. What the fuck you mean I'm not one of the people being considered to go? Then I see the list of all the people who's been asked. I don't worry about who's on dance going, whatever. I'm looking at the cheer people. I look at the cheer list, but they got rookies on there who can't do fucking shit. Don't know how to do anything. And they're going over me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then also, so typically this happens once the season's over. This is in February. The season ends in January.
Yeah.
So the season's over. We're not really obligated to do this. So when they ask, sometimes someone might not be able to do it. Like, hey, I'm working this weekend, or I've got this obligation. I can't do Reese's Bowl. So then they'll go down to like the second tier of people and ask them. The second, the third, the fourth, the fifth. So I'm thinking like at least I would be, if the first round of people who they asking they can't go, they'll ask the second tier. I'd be in the second tier. Maybe even the third. No, bitch. I was never asked. It was never like, hey, Michaela can't go to this. Can you come instead? It was never that. I was never asked. At no point was I ever asked. They went through like 3 tiers of people to see who would come. And I still wasn't asked. Jordan, let me remind you, I'm the hardest working bitch on this team. I'm so mad. That was like the nail in the motherfucking coffin. I was like, y'all have really been, and I'm really getting annoyed just thinking about it. Because I'm like, y'all have really disrespected me from start to finish for this entire fucking season. I've been over fucking looked, but I put in so much fucking work. And it's not fucking right, and it's not fucking fair. So everybody who wants to come back, you got to do an exit interview, right? Anybody who wants to come back to the team, you got to do an exit interview if you want to return. To me, it was almost to the point where I wasn't even going to do it. I scheduled my exit interview, and 20 minutes later, I canceled it. Because I was like, bitch, I'm not coming back. That's how, because I really was like, I'm not fucking doing this. And then, so texting me, and she's like, why did you cancel your exit interview? And I said, all right, fuck. And I was like, I just realized the time didn't work. So I rescheduled it, and I'm like, all right, I'll do the fucking exit interview. So I do the exit interview. They send you an evaluation paper. You fill out the paper, and at the exit interview, you talk about it. You talk about it with all 4 coaches, right? So you go in front of all 4 of them. I fill out the evaluation. Basically, everything that I have just said to you guys is what's on my evaluation. There's like a question like, how do you think your season went? I said, well, my season didn't go well. This is why. I sprained my ankle. Y'all fired Guy. You made us do these progression checks. You made us clock in when we're not clocking in for money and sending you documentation of when we're working in and outside the gym. I freaking got a fucking concussion and no one tried to fucking help me. I wasn't picked to go to fucking Reese's Bowl. I was overlooked X amount of times in so many fucking routines, and I don't know why, because I'm one of the most hardworking bitch on this fucking team. I aired out all my fucking grievances, right? And I send it to her. I send it to her like 3 days before. I'm like, this is my evaluation. I go to my exit interview. March 20th, the day that will forever live in infamy. So I go in there. I'm nervous as fuck. I done said everything I needed to say. So I'm like, all right, here we go. We're going to see how this goes. And I keep on telling people, I'm like, however my exit interview goes, this determines if I choose to come back or not. So I go in there. I had to tell them what it was, right? So I sit down. Sarah's like, okay, we get started. And she's like, so after reading your evaluation, to me, this looks like somebody who doesn't want to come back, right? That's what she says. And I said, look, I don't know if I want to come back. But if I do come back, this is my only opportunity to sit in front of y'all and air out all of my grievances. This is the only opportunity where I can say, like, this is where things went wrong. And if I do come back, I want to come back. But this shit can't happen again if I come back. Y'all can't be doing this shit. So I'm like, so I really don't know. But this is my only opportunity to say it to you guys face to face. And she's like, okay, so what's your why? Like, why do you want to come back? I tell her my why, and I'm like, this team came to me at a time where I really didn't know what I was doing in life. I was kind of lost, and it gave me a sense of purpose, and it still does. Yada, 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 right? So then we get into the meat and potatoes, and I go through, like, everything that was, like, going on. And I told her once I got my concussion, that's when I started kind of, like, reevaluating everything. I'm like, what would I come back to this for? Would I come back to a fucking team who couldn't even have the audacity to get my fucking name right in a magazine? Like, what am I coming back for? And I was like, after my concussion, I started reevaluating everything because that was, like, the breaking point for me. And then she was like, well, do you think after having your concussion, you started showing up differently as like a team member, as someone on this team? Like, did you think you started showing up like differently outwardly? And I was like, quite frankly, no. Because you probably didn't know that I was even feeling this way until you got my evaluation paper. You probably thought I was, moseying through this perfectly fine. You had no idea that this is what I was grappling with. And she was like, well, you're right. I didn't. She was like, this is what she says, you have always showed up the way I've needed you to since day one. I think you're great. We all think you're great. you've always done everything that we
Yeah.
needed you to do. I've never doubted you. I said, yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, I know the fuck you have. I know I've done everything I need to fucking do. And then she's like, but I do have to ask you a question. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I'm thinking she about to ask me about the magazine. That's what I'm thinking she about to ask me. I thought she was about to ask me about that shit. And she goes, well, and she's like, I've got to be honest, like, this is something that I've been grappling with, and it kind of, like, upsets me to even have to ask it. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Sure. And she says, I've always thought, you're amazing. You've done everything I needed you to do. But your name, my name, has come up multiple times in people's exit interviews on both sides of dance and cheer as being toxic. Me, toxic. Now, bitch, I'm a few things. Direct. I tell it like it is. I don't fucking sugarcoat. I don't let people fuck around with me. I don't let people talk to me stupid. But bitch, toxic I am not. And toxic I will not fucking accept. So she tells me that shit, and it was literally like record scratch. I'm like, huh? What the fuck is you talking about? And then she was like, so do you think, like, she was like, what are your thoughts on that? And she was like, this is a safe place for you, just like it was a safe place for those other people. So I can't tell you who said it and who said what and what exactly. And I'm like, Sarah, I literally don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm like, at no point have I ever gone out of my way to make someone feel uncomfortable or, talk to someone mean or belittle anyone. So I'm dumbfounded here. And she was like, I was too. She was like, I was crying over it. I was like, you were crying over it? Bitch, how the fuck you think I feel then? And then she was like, hey, I was spiraling and blah, 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 blah. So instead of addressing all the shit that I actually wanted to address, we spend the rest of the fucking exit interview about these fucking toxic allegations. And I leave the exit interview even more confused than what I walked in. So, but of course, like I said, I'm very direct. I'm not going to let myself be intimidated. I'm damn near 30 years old. I'm not going to let no bitch play with me. They got bitches on this team who are fucking bullies and are fucking mean girls. And they've had it out for me for a while. And I know exactly after I was done fucking crying, I could sit there and think of exactly who the fuck said my fucking name in these fucking exit interviews. And it's bitches who are the real fucking toxic ones. Real bitches who have actually bullied, who have actually fat shamed motherfuckers, who are having fucking affairs, who have families at fucking home, but they're busy fucking rookies. They're fucking wishing death on fucking coaches. They've literally fat shamed people. They've told other rookies to throw people's name under the bus that they don't fucking like in their exit interviews. And somehow these bitches conspire to fucking against me and made sure that I was the one labeled as toxic when they're doing the toxic fucking doings. And then on top of it, them bitches got the nerves to be fucking captains. So of course it's gonna look bad on me when these toxic bitches who are fucking captains are fucking saying that I'm the fucking villain. But it's not me. They're the fucking villains. They're trying to fucking take my name down and tarnish me so they can uplift themselves because they're the fucking mean girls at the end of the fucking day. So, Sarah texted me and she was like, hey, I'm just checking in on you, want to make sure you're okay. And I'm like, honestly, I would like a follow-up conversation because I'm still kind of like confused. And at this point, I'm like, I've got to go and, I've got to go into damage control mode. So me and her, it takes a while, but me and her end up having a follow-up conversation. And I tell her, we go get lunch. And, I'm kissing fucking ass, like now that I have to do. And I'm just like, I just want to let you know, like, toxic is not something that I have ever been. It's not something who I want to be. And it's definitely not somebody who I want you or my teammates to see me as. And I'm sorry that I even put you in the situation to where you feel like you have to question my character. And I even said, like, I'll look inward and, like, maybe there is some change that I need to do moving forward. You have my word. Whatever people were saying about me, you won't see no shit like that from me ever again. You won't hear no shit like that about me ever again. And I was like, I'm moving forward. Like, maybe there is something I need to work on, and I'll start working on it. I'm kissing ass, right? Knowing it's all fucking bullshit. I mean, maybe at times I could be a little bitchy, maybe. And maybe there might have been instances where I could have, like, not been, like, the friendliest. But at no point have I mind my business. How I'm not friendly is I just might not fucking talk to you. I'm not gonna call you a fucking fat ass. I'm not gonna say I don't fucking like you. I'm not gonna embarrass you in front of the whole fucking team like other bitches have done. I just might not fucking talk to you. And just because I'm a fucking black woman and some people don't like my disposition and how it looks, it fucking intimidates them. Because I'm not fucking smiling 24-7. But whatever. So I told her, I'm like, look, moving forward, you won't hear no shit like that about me. So I even asked her at the end of it, because in my exit interview, she says, I don't know, this is what she told me in my exit interview, I don't know if you're somebody who I want to continue on this team. She told me that. So then, when we had our follow-up conversation at lunch, and I'm like, well, you said this, right? So if I choose to try out again, right, here I am telling you I'm going to work on it. I'm moving forward. You won't hear no shit like this from me. Moving forward, if I try out, what is the level of grace that will be extended onto me after this? Because these people are trying to paint me as a villain, but you even said, from your own admission, her own admission, Jordan, she says from the 3 years that she's known me, she ain't never seen no toxic behavior from me.
Don't trust a white woman.
She ain't never seen it. The coaches also said they seen it. Ty's known me for 10 fucking years. He said he ain't never seen that shit from me. So, at some point, obviously, in your brain, you really should be thinking these bitches lying on her. Because why the fuck, if none of y'all have seen it, where the fuck they pulling it from then? And then also, I should be given the benefit of the doubt. So I'm like, if from your own admission, Sarah, you say you've never seen this behavior from me. So I feel like at some point, I should be extended the benefit of doubt. So if I go into tryouts again, how do I not know you not gonna cut me for this shit? And she gives me an answer. She's like, well, frankly, she's like, I've always thought you were great, yada, 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 yada. She was like, no one's ever safe on the team. She's like, I cut, a 5-year fucking captain once, blah, 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 blah. She was like, but I would never bring what happened in your exit interview and what other people have said about you to the judges or the judges table. That would never happen. And she was like, but if I'm being honest, if, that will happen. Basically, she's like, if it's down to the nitty gritty, these thoughts or these comments might, rear in the back of my head. And she was like, well, does that answer your question? I was like,
yeah, you just said yes.
I mean,
You said you gave a long-winded answer to be like, yeah, it's going to affect you, girl.
Pretty much. So I'm like, all right, what do I do? I fuck around and try out again. After all this fucking bullshit they done put me through, they got bitches trying to fucking vilify me. I still fucking try out again. So of course, Jordan, I'm already the hardest worker on the fucking team. Jordan, how many times have I come home at 10 o'clock at fucking night?
All the time.
All the fucking time. Why, Jordan? Because I'm at the fucking gym. I only go home to fucking sleep. I'm never at the fucking house because I'm always fucking working. I'm in the gym Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, fucking Friday. So then this shit happens with my exit interview. These bitches trying to paint me as a fucking villain. So now I'm like, my mindset is, okay, I can't give them a reason. I can't fucking slip up. So I'm already in the gym 4 times a week. Now I'm in the gym fucking 7 times a week. I'm in there every fucking day. I'm like, now I really can't give them a reason. If I give them any margin of error, they will fucking cut my ass. So I'm in the gym every fucking day. Every fucking day. So then, me and Lamar, we're in the gym, we're practicing our tryout stunt. At this point, bitch, I'm getting a little tired. I've been in the gym about every fucking day.
Right.
So we're doing our tryout stunt, right? And then our dismount, it goes wrong. It goes horribly wrong. I don't know what the fuck happened. It wasn't my fault.
At the tryout?
No. Not at tryouts. While, I'm practicing. Because I'm like, I can't give them a reason. So I'm in the gym every day. We in the gym, we practicing. We're doing our tryout stunt. The dismount goes wrong. I don't know what happens. I think one of them fucking punched me in the fucking back or something. Or they catch me wrong or whatever. And I pull something in my back. As soon as they catch me, my back's on fire. You saw me when I came in the house that night. I was bent over like a motherfucker. The next day, I could barely fucking walk up straight. I was fucking crying at work because my back hurt so fucking much. I was like, fuck. This is 5 days before fucking tryouts. This happens. I pull out my back. I could barely do a fucking back bend. Let alone a fucking standing tuck. So my back's fucked, right? So on top of this entire shit season that I've had and these people trying to vilify me, my mental is now shot.
Right.
My mental is fucked up. Now my body is also fucked up. So I go into fucking tryouts. It's the day of fucking tryouts. No, it's the night before, right? It's the night before fucking tryouts, right? I don't know why Reagan told me this. It still makes me mad that she fucking told me this, but whatever. Reagan comes up to me. This is the day before finals night. Next day
Gonna
is
fail.
this is the grand finale. Basically, fuck. She comes up to me and she's like, I have something to tell you. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I'm like, get the fuck away from me. And then she's basically like, okay, well, fine, I won't tell you. But of course, I'm like, well, bitch, what is it? What's it pertaining to? And then she was basically like, I was like, give me a fucking hint. And then she was like, it has to do with 3 people. She said it has to do with 3 people. I was like, oh, they saying they're going to cut 3 people. They're going to cut 3 vets, which is based off how the numbers were going, like 3 vets were going to get cut. And then she was like, yeah. And then she kind of like had like a long, like, but she wasn't done. And I'm like, are people saying that I'm one of the 3 vets that are going to get fucking cut? And then she was like, yes. I'm like, all right.
This is like day before.
This is the day before finals.
She said, go home, girl.
So now, my mental was, if my mental wasn't already fucking to garbage, now I got fucking bitches. And then it turns out to be a bitch who I thought I was fucking cool with. One of the bitches who ended up texting me after I got cut, this long ass message about how she loved me and yada yada yada.
Girl?
No, it was a white girl.
No, don't trust him.
If I learned anything, sorry. But if I learned anything from this experience, shit.
I've been a white friend since.
I was bored.
Shit. So, yeah. So, motherfuckers were saying that I'm one of the bitches that's gonna get cut. So, now I'm just like, bitch, if I wasn't in my head before, bitch, I'm living in my head.
Yeah.
Rent fucking free. So, the next day is fucking finals. We have to do a series of things. First, the girls have to do a dance, right? Cheer girls, we have to do a dance. And then we have to get on the guy's shoulders and dance on them. A Purdue up. It's like what we would do on the sidelines, right? So we perform the dance and we have to do a Purdue up on their shoulders after the dance and we dance and cheer and yay, go Saints, right? That's the first thing we have to do. Then after that, we have to do a pregame performance. That is what we would do like before the start of a game, right? So we have to do that. After that, we have to showcase our running and standing tumbling. Remember, I pulled out my back.
Yeah.
So we have to do our running tumbling sequence and our standing tumbling sequence. And then lastly, we have to do our final stunt. So we have to do like 5 things. We do the dance goes fine, whatever. We do the pregame performance, the pregame performance goes fine, yeah, whatever. It's time to fucking tumble. My back fucking hurts. I'm warming up tumbling. My standing tuck goes fine. I wasn't even worried about my standing tuck. I was like, okay, whatever. It's time for running tumbling. I'm doing my running tumbling, Tyler's spotting it. My layout is like, I keep on falling. I'm hitting the fucking ground. I'm like, fuck. And I'm tired. I'm physically and mentally tired. I'm like, fuck. I do one more. It goes fine. I'm like, okay. Now it's time to do it in front of the judges, right? Time to do the standing tug. Standing tug goes first. Of course, I bust it. I'm like, great. Because my back fucking hurts. And my brain's fucking mangled. I busted. As soon as I busted, I was like, oh, I'm cut. Oh, it's been fun. And then, so I tried it again. Busted again. I'm like, all right, yeah, we're out of here. So then now it's time for running tumbling. I do my running tumbling. I do my round off back handspring layout. I landed it, but I like scooted back. So I like fell. It's like I landed and I like lost my balance and fell. But then I rolled over and I was like, okay, yay. I like shimmied. I tried to like play it off or whatever. And then, so yeah, that's how that went. And then I did my stunt with Lamar. That went fine. But so ultimately, I left out there not feeling confident. I was like, they're gonna fucking cut me. Because remember, if I just gave them one reason, I was out the fucking door. And that was the reason they needed. And bitch, I got fucking cut. They cut my ass. And so then, Sarah, she sends me a text message. She checks on me a couple of days after, and she's like, hey, I don't know if, like, you even want to hear from me, but I'm just checking in. I said, well, bitch, you should have never said that.
Right.
Because now you about to get an email. So I sent her a dissertation. And I'm like, from this to that to this to this and you are all full of shit. Professionally, of course. Yeah. But basically, the rhetoric from day one, from her, from everybody, has always been, I want good people on this team, right? She's like, I don't care how talented you are. I don't care what you can do skill-wise. If you're the most, talented person in the room. If you can't work with anyone, I don't want you on the team. That's always been her rhetoric. I put in my email to her, along with some other things. I'm like, if that were true, then the people you have selected on this team wouldn't have been selected. Because I don't proclaim to be perfect by any means. But Sarah At no point in my career on this team have I ever body shamed anybody, called somebody a fat ass in front of the entire team who doesn't meet the standard typical, look of an NFL cheerleader, who probably is already insecure within herself because she doesn't look like everybody else. At no point, as me as a captain, I'm not a captain, but this was a captain who did this. Ooh. At no point have I ever looked her in the eyes, called her a fat ass in front of everybody fucking else, and body shamed her. I've never done that. At no point have I ever been a fucking captain and fucking slept with a fucking rookie, breaking fucking rules because that's against the rules, but also had my own family at home, and he's got a family at home. They both got fucking families, but they're busy fucking each other.
Girl, you might have to go back and forward that email to HR.
I know, right?
You might as well do it right now. You might as well say, fuck it. You ain't going back.
That's what
late.
Everybody was saying, but I was like, bitch, I can't do that. I was like, I'm mad, but bitch.
I mean, if that's the rules.
Right.
Go ahead and see. At this point, I'd be like, I ain't going back. What they gonna do?
But this is the goop and the gag. She's a captain. And I don't care what you do. I don't care. Bitch, if you a hoe, be a hoe, bitch. I don't care. I'm going to support it. But I ain't going to support it when you fucking up somebody's family and he got a whole fucking baby mama at home, worrying where he be at night.
And she got a husband too?
Yeah.
Everybody worried.
She ain't got a husband. She got a baby daddy. And he got his baby mama. And y'all fucking each other.
Illegally.
And it's against the fucking rules. And you a whole fucking captain. At no point have I ever wished death upon any of the fucking coaches. Because they got people who've done it. Many times.
We can't hear today.
I'm a weak. And at no point have I ever told anybody, have I walked up to somebody and be like, hey, you're at risk of being cut. But you know what you should do? You should go throw your friend under the bus so that he can get cut instead of you. I ain't never did no shit like that. But they got people who have.
Caucasians.
That's crazy. You want to know what else I ain't never done? I ain't never been arrested for fucking indecent exposure in front of a fucking minor. But you know who have? Somebody who they picked on the fucking team. So if your rhetoric is we want good people on the team, if that's your rhetoric, then you would have never hired anyone like that. Why the fuck you hiring somebody who's been arrested for indecent fucking exposure in front of a minor? And you saying I want good people on the fucking team. If fucking morality was actually a part of what you wanted on this team, you wouldn't have selected the motherfuckers that you selected. But instead, you let these bitches, you ignored the real toxicity, the real hostile work environment, the real fucking mean girls. You've ignored them because you love them so much and they're your fucking favorites. You've ignored the real racism, the real biases, and the real hostility.
Because you're a mean girl.
And instead, you let them pin it on me because I wouldn't allow myself to be bullied or intimidated because I'm fucking 30 years old. I'm not going to let no fucking 24-year-old fucking scare me.
Right.
And instead, those bitches came after me and called me fucking toxic and got their fucking friends to call me fucking toxic in their fucking exit interviews. And those bitches got in my fucking head and they fucked me over, and that's why I got fucking cut. Because instead of addressing the real fucking problem, they wanted to come for the black bitch who don't play fucking tokenism.
Right.
So
I want your Instagram posts, if you ever announce that you're quitting, I want you to be like, toxic girl here, did make the team because...
toxic chocolate over here.
Because I stood up for myself. Deuces.
Right. And basically what I said to her in my email, basically that was going to be my Instagram post, but I was like, I feel like I let it out in the email, so I don't know.
I think you should also add your Instagram. I don't mind it.
I don't know. One day, I was telling Sierra.
Or you just post it as a story.
Yeah. I was telling Sierra, I was like, bitch, all it takes is somebody to do like a tell-all, like a documentary on the NFL. Bitch, and I'm singing like a motherfucking canary. I'm singing like a canary. But I will say, not to suck my own dick or anything, after I sent that email, and I included okay, you pick somebody who has been arrested for indecent exposure in front of a minor, they fired him.
That's good.
So I don't know if it was because of me. I think it was.
Sure they brought it to captured their attention.
I think it was.
She was like, if I want to take anything from this email, it's going to be that.
I've got to fire him before she goes to the news outlets.
Because that's already in the NFL email. So if he does anything crazy, it'd be like, y'all knew about it.
She's probably like, this disgruntled employee will rat me out, so I've got to.
Oh, no, that'd have been perfect.
Yeah. But I really do think they were trying to cover it up because, first of all, it took forever for us to figure out who made it. Mm-hmm. And she was saying it's because it was drug testing. But one of my teammates who also didn't make it, make it. I would also like to keep in mind, they cut fucking 8 vets, which is a fucking lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking people to cut. Which pisses me off because you proclaim X, Y, and Z every fucking year. We're a fucking family. And if we were fucking a family, bitch, you wouldn't cut 8 members of your fucking family. Y'all cosplay as a fucking family.
Yeah, that's what happens.
But what y'all really are is a toxic fucking work environment.
Yeah.
And y'all say, they're like, we don't wear our bellies out anymore, and we've moved away from the traditional look, and we don't care what you look like, and we don't care how many races we have on the team, which might be true. You've moved away from that level of toxicity, but you found it in something else. Right. In favoritism, and racism, and biases, and opportunities. That's where the toxicity lies. Right. You might have moved away from that, bitch, but you found it in another avenue. Let's be real. Else, right? So, anywho, one of my teammates was saying that, the reason why he thinks it took so long is because they were trying to cover up the fact that he was, allegedly, that they hired this guy. Because if you go, one of the articles,
right.
If you look him up, I'm not going to say his name, I don't want to expose the boy. But, if you look him up, you were able to find the article. But then once they kind of sent out the email of everybody who made it, and you go back, the article was deleted.
From where? NOLA.com?
Whatever. There's another one, but one of them was erased. When I went back, I was sending my email because I noticed it while I was sending my email because I was trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out exactly what he was arrested for. Mm-hmm. And I went back and I clicked on the link because someone sent it to me, and I clicked on the link and it was no longer able to be found.
Who's this man? Who's this white man?
I'm not about to tell you.
No, who's this white man to them? But he has to be on this team.
But that's the thing. They don't give a fuck. It's not, I want good people on this team. That's not what you want. Right. You want people who shut the fuck up, throw your 12 fucking baskets when you tell them to, and not fucking complain about when they fucking brain is fucking mangled and they're suffering from a fucking injury. You just want a yes man. Right. That's what you want. You want somebody who will shut the fuck up and listen to you when you fucking tell them to. You don't care about good people. And that's why I got fucking cut.
Look, I wonder if your brain goes to shit if we could see them one of these days. Girl. Gotta do it soon so you can enjoy the money.
I know, right?
Well, Jade, after hearing all that, because all back together, I can't say that I'm sorry that you got cut. It's really hard to say that after hearing all that.
But it's really unfortunate because my body and my brain weren't in it anymore, but my heart still was. But my brain was like, bitch.
And sometimes other things know before.
I know. And that's what everybody keeps on telling me. They're like, God probably knew. And,
not God, but yeah, totally.
The universe was like, you weren't going to do it, so God did it for you.
Yeah. God said, girl, you can't do another concussion. Sit your ass right.
I know. But I tell you right now, girl, let me have gotten another concussion. Because I almost quit on the spot when they gave me this last one. They'd have gave me another one. I'd have been like, I'm done. Like, I literally quit. Mm-hmm. If I'd have gotten another one, yeah, I'd be like, we're done here.
Right.
We are done here. So, yeah.
See you guys on a flippity flip. Well.
So thanks for listening, guys. I just feel like I really owed you that information because throughout this entire journey, I've always said, I'm an NFL cheerleader. And, you can talk about the good, you got to talk about the bad. So
that's true.
I felt like it was my civil duty to tell you, as our listeners.
Yeah.
The whole story.
You're
welcome.
I finished my drink, but cheers to 3 years. 3 years. And also cheers that you're not working with them anymore.
I know. But I'm gonna miss my friends.
Still be your friends.
Like Lamar.
So contact Lamar. You can still start together for funds.
I know we can, but I don't want to go inside the gym ever again. So I don't know.
Can you go, Gwen? Can you come visit?
Maybe. But yeah, that's the goop and the gag. That's the. I can't believe these bitches. It's just so crazy because she's really ignoring the real toxicity.
Well, that's usually how it goes. Everyone likes a scapegoat, honey.
And that's where I was.
Well, thank you for that rendition, Jade.
You're welcome.
I'll never look at a cheerleader, especially the Saints one, ever again.
That's right. Fuck them.
May they, I don't know, be minor inconvenienced. Every
Right,
time.
maybe they be slightly inconvenienced throughout the rest of the season.
That's right. Well, all right. Do you want to tell us about the movie that I'm supposed to be reviewing?
We're doing a movie?
All right. This is not an NFL podcast.
This could honestly just be. Why don't we just leave it here?
No, bitch.
I was just joking.
No. You never know.
I was. Think life transitions. Think slumber party. Think a young Steve Carell before he got famous. Think scavenger hunts. Think lists. Think the summer before high school. Think your best friend is moving away. What are you going to do without her? Think controlling moms. Think weird older brothers who are useless. Think a young Evan Peters. Think Mean Girls. Think innocent young girls. And think this is the most important night of our lives that will potentially change the entire trajectory of our high school careers.
Amen.
And that leads us to, drum roll please. Sleepover! On the first night of summer before starting high school, Julie, Alexis Vega, and her friends Hannah, Yancey, and Farah have a sleepover party. The night soon turns into a wild adventure when a group of popular girls, led by a former friend of Julie's, Stacy, challenges the girls to a scavenger hunt. The prize? The coveted lunchtime spot near the fountain in high school, setting the precedent for the rest of their high school lives. The movie is an American teen comedy film directed by Joe Nussbaum and written by Alyssa Bell. It was released July 9th, 2004, and distributed by MGM Studios. And what? And that's all I got. Oh. There wasn't much on this very low-budget film that came out in 2004 that's about girls sleeping over at each other's house.
No fun facts. No
There
drama.
Couldn't dig up a lick. Not a lick of nothing. So, budget.
$5 million.
Not far off, but not quite.
7.
Not quite there.
11.
Why would you go from 7 to 11?
I don't know. I'm just hopping. I'm trying to get this.
You went from 5 to 7. What would be the next number that you
10.
should have went? Thank you, 10.
Why is it? It's a guess.
Okay, and box office.
Did I go to the movie theater?
You did. It was released, if you were listening, I said it was released July 9th by MGM Studios.
What year?
2004.
Was I in the 4th grade? 5 million?
No.
6 million.
No.
Less or more?
More?
No. 8 million.
No.
9.
No.
10.
Yes.
Oh.
10 to 10. Box office was 10. The budget was 10.
Ugh. Breaking even.
Did anybody make $1? They probably didn't even break even.
Just about. Yeah.
All right. Cast. Alexa Vega. Our star people. You know, I really wish she would have just really, taken off and took over Hollywood.
That's what I was going to ask. Where is she?
You know who she's married to?
No.
Are you familiar with Big Time Rush?
No, not as much as you are.
Well, she's married to one of the members of Big Time Rush, Carlos.
Oh, the Spanish looking one?
The Spanish one. The Latinx one.
Alexa.
Latino.
What's her name?
Alexa Vega. But yeah, they're married. I really like them together. I think that's cute. It's both kind of young Hollywood stars, not really famous anymore.
Disney stars.
She is not a Disney star.
Right.
Neither is he.
Stars.
Child star, yeah. Who is this? Mika Burnman. Burnman as Hannah Carlson, a teenager who was best friends with Julia. Jane Lynch as Gabby Corker, the mother of Julie and Wren. Sarah Paxton as Stacy Blake, one of the queen bees of the school and a typical middle school mean girl. Brie Larson, freaking Brie Larson, man, as Liz Daniels, one of Stacy's friends.
Brie Larson's the girl from
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, yes.
Steve Carell as Officer Sherman Shiner, a security officer in Julie's neighborhood, whom the girls encounter multiple times that night. Jeff Garland as Jay Corky, the father of Julie and Wren, her brother.
Enthusiasm. That's what he's on.
Oh, is he?
Famously known for.
Scout Taylor Compton as Farrah James, Hannah and Julia's friend and the fashionista of the group. Kaylee Flynn Childrish as Yancey Williams, a slightly overweight teenage girl. I didn't write this. Who is very self-conscious and worries about what people think about her. Sam Huntington as Wren Corky, Julie's older brother. Sean Ferris as Steve Phillips, the local hottie of the high school. Evan Peters as Russell SpongeBob Hayes, a very clumsy skateboarder who has his heart set on making Stacy fall in love with him. Ryan Slater as Peter, Yancey's love interest. That's not important. Okay, that's about it. So yeah.
Good stuff. A lot of heavy hitters in here.
Yeah, there's a lot of like freaking Steve Carell and Jane Lynch, and then I guess the dad too.
The dad, Curb Enthusiasm.
Freaking a young Evan fucking Phillips. Peters. Whatever.
And then Captain Marvel, lead girl.
Yeah, Brie freaking Larson. The girl who played Stacy, she was doing.
Yeah, she did some stuff.
She was Sarah Paxton. She was holding it down for a while.
What else was she doing?
Aquamarine. And then of course Alexis Vega, Spy Kids.
You're right.
Jesus. And then who else is in here? There's someone else who was like, oh, one of the friends. He's like not super famous, but he was on Weeds.
Who that?
You watched Weeds?
Yeah,
huh?
I did.
He played the son, Silas, whatever.
You're right, Silas. Is that the crazy one or the regular one? So who was
one of the skater boy friends. So Evan Peters,
Oh,
one of his friends.
yes, Silas. Yes.
Mm-hmm. He's in that. So they have a lot of like people who did like
Pretty decent. You're right.
decent stuff, and then they have like really big people too.
Right.
This movie should be a before they were famous.
Right.
Considered a before they were famous movie.
Definitely. Silas. Yep.
So yeah,
Right.
we love to see it.
Love to see.
I just love how Brie Larson has literally been like
She's been in the
working
background. Right.
since she was like 12.
Right. She has.
She stayed booked and busy, and now she's Captain Marvel.
right.
That's how you do it.
Started off young, man.
Yeah.
Before we begin, don't forget to rate, subscribe, download, tell your friends, tell your mom.
Like, comment, rate, review.
Follow us on TikTok at Please Don't Spoil the Movie, or Please Don't Spoil one of them. And then everywhere else, Please Don't Spoil the Movie. So find us on Instagram, find us on TikTok, find us on Facebook, find us on Pinterest. And wherever you find stuff, you will find us.
Amen.
Are you ready to dive in, Jade?
Yes.
I forgot to do that last time. I was like, oh.
Oh,
well.
did you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
We forgot to do that last time.
Oh, I'm about to dive in.
So the movie begins with Julie Corky, terrible last name.
Horrible.
But Julie's talking with her best friend, Hannah. It's the last day of 8th grade, and Julie's complaining to Hannah about the fact that she's moved to Vancouver, and she has to go into high school next year without a friend, and she's going to be a total
Hannah's
loser.
moving.
Yeah, what did I say? Yes, Hannah's moving to Vancouver.
You said she, so just
Oh.
like, which she?
Yes. Sorry, yes, Hannah's moving to Vancouver. And
So
she's
Julie
gonna
has to start high school with no identity, no boyfriend, and without her best friend, and she's stressing out about it.
stress on, girl.
And Hannah's like, I don't know.
Hannah's her
She's
own
like,
girl.
you can like reinvent yourself and create your own image. Hannah is very like
She's strong. She already knows. She knows who she is.
she knows who she is. As a young 8th grader, she's already aware.
Yes, she's.
Julie still finding herself.
Yeah.
So it's the end of school. They're walking down the halls. People are cheering. Woohoo!
8th grade.
And Julie is also having a slumber party to commemorate the last day of school and the first day of summer.
Yes, amen.
But
I wish.
Farrah, one of their other friends, who's a redhead, comes up to them.
Yeah, she really doesn't have much of a storyline.
She doesn't. She's just like the redhead.
Yeah, she has no.
Well, apparently she's a fashionista.
Right. When you said that, I was like, oh yeah, I guess
She does seem like the one who would like move to New York and like
right.
live in New York.
For sure.
But so the redhead of the group comes up to Julie and is like, "Hey, Julie, bad news. Liz, Brie Larson, is also having a slumber party the same night as yours."
No, she didn't.
How dare she? And Julie's like, "Great. That means Stacy, the mean girl." I don't know why she would even want her to come, but she's like, "That means Stacy won't be coming to my sleepover."
When's the last time you talked to Stacey?
Right. Why do you want her there?
So we found out her and Stacey used to be like best friends back in the day, but like y'all haven't talked all year. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop
So
it.
why did you think she would come?
Right. Ugh. Get over yourself.
Relax.
Know your place.
So
they're discussing that. And then they see an encounter between Stacy and
Liz.
They walk past a girl named Yancey.
Can we talk about how her name is Yancey and not Nancy?
This is so confusing. Yancey.
Why the fuck would they name her?
There's a lot of names in this
Yancey?
movie that I'm just like, why?
What's the other one? Ren?
Steve.
Oh, Steve? What's wrong with Steve?
Who's a hot guy named Steve?
I mean, like, that's a normal, like, white name in a
But
white movie.
a dad.
Yeah.
Not the high next door neighbor. Hey, Steve.
Steve.
Should be like Brad or like
yeah.
Chad. But Steve.
Ben.
Steve is the weird neighbor that you walk fast past because he's trying to goggle your boobies.
Steve's like an
something.
older name.
Disgusting name.
Yeah.
And then her last name is Corgi?
Right.
Why? Just why?
Because she's quirky.
Okay. So, yes. So, Julia, Hannah, and Farrah, they see an interaction between Stacy and Liz. They're basically body shaming, calling because Yancey's she's on the chubby side.
Hey, Yancey! My dad's a lawyer. Oh?
She's so sweet. Aww.
So, you could totally sue the fat pharmaceuticals company for faulty, non-workable products. What the fuck she says?
Yeah, it was really harsh for
really
8th grade.
Really
like, damn, she just
not
read the shit out
sue
of me.
the fat people pharmaceutical company.
Like, damn, we're in 8th grade. Call her tits.
So, Hannah and
Julie. Mm-hmm.
Julie and whatever, the redhead, they see this and Julie's like, "Hey, Yancey, do you want to come to my sleepover?" And Yancey's like, "Oh, gee, thank you."
I love that.
So, yeah, they take pity on her. And they invite her. Because she was not an initial invite.
No. But look.
But what I thought was weird is how she, was randomly, standing next to them.
Right, they were so close.
Yeah.
This is for the movie.
Yeah, it bothered me. But anywho, so they're all, the four of them, they're all, walking down the halls. They run into a young Evan Peters.
You call him SpongeBob.
They call him SpongeBob. He recently got out of a 3-hour coma. He's really weird.
Yeah, he's a little. He's like Even Stevens. When Even Stevens didn't take his medicine, he was on one.
It's so weird because it's I don't know. Is he supposed to be quirky? But it just sounds like he's on coke. I'm like, why is he so coked up and he's not on any coke?
Right. He sounds like he didn't take his medicine.
He asked Julie if he wants to see a picture of him in a coma. He's like, "I've got tubes where tubes shouldn't be." He's so weird. It's really weird. I'm like, what is this character? He's mentally unwell.
Well, I guess he can't be.
Is he like that because of the coma?
Right. No.
What was he like before the coma?
No, he's always been like this. This is actually the coma calmed him down a little bit. You should have saw him before.
It's weird. So they're like, "Ugh, get away." So Julie and Hannah, they ditch everybody and they're somehow walking outside. And they are walking the streets and they come across Stacy, who's in a car with a high school boy in a convertible. And they stop and Stacy pulls over and she goes, "Hey, Jules, I won't make it to your little party tonight. I'm going to the dance. The high school dance.
Duh.
With a high schooler. Even though we're in the 8th grade, I'm going to a high school dance.
I'm dating a senior.
And Julie's like, have fun. Yeah, let's get into that. He's not a senior. I would hope not. For God's sakes. She's in a car with a high schooler and she's in the 8th grade. But he's driving. So he at least has to be a sophomore. At least. That's if we're being generous. He's at least 16.
And he's driving a convertible, so he's got to be a junior.
He's probably a junior.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Where are her parents?
They don't care.
That's not good.
This is what they want for her. They want her to date young so she can marry rich.
There we go.
Start now,
Starting her off young. So Stacy's like, can't come to your party. Bye. And then Jules is like, when did Stacy become so popular? We used to be best friends. Hannah's like, bitch, that was in elementary school.
Get over it.
Get over it.
I don't know why you invited her in the first place. Fun fact. Great question, Hannah.
So they're walking home and they walk past Abbott High School, which is the high school that they will be transitioning into. And Julie is like, this is our future. And then Hannah's like, this is your future. Oh.
So
when she's shitting on her.
When she says that, she's like pointing at like a seating section by the dumpsters where all the nerds sit at, as opposed to sitting by the fountain and not even eating. Everyone's like reading books and like flirting with each other. And that's where the cool kids sit.
Yes. Julie is like, wow, people like Steve, people like Stacy are going to be sitting at the fountain where all the cool kids sit. I'll be over here by the dumpsters with the losers. And then Hannah's kind of like, that doesn't have to be your trajectory. That doesn't have to be your future. And then while they're talking, we see Steve on his skateboard hop over the fountain. He has a mole on his face. He is Julie's love interest.
He's a mole on his face.
And
Does it bother you? Is that a real mole?
It's definitely a real mole. Does it bother me? I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah. Well, you said it.
It's there. Yeah. So obviously I've thought about it.
Obviously I've thought about it. And it keeps me up at night. But not tomorrow once we're done this podcast. LOL. So yeah, this is Julie's love interest. She loves him.
We see Steve. I guess he's in high school too. Cute guy, brown hair, horrible name. And she's like, and Steve doesn't even know I exist. He doesn't even notice me.
That's proper.
Which is, of course, the typical lifestyle of a 14-year-old girl who isn't popular. Yeah. So textbook stuff we're seeing here, people.
So Julie and Hannah head back to Julie's house. She walks in to find her mother, who is
Jane Lynch.
Her name is Gabby in the movie, and she's very much like I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom, but she's not a cool mom.
I wouldn't even give her, I'm not the regular mom, I'm the cool mom.
It's like she's trying to be that, but she's not.
It's like she doesn't know that her daughter
is growing up.
Yeah.
So she's like, I bought some stuff for the party. It's like ladybug themed crap.
Yeah, she's like, we're going to have a ladybug themed party. I've got ladybug cups, ladybug plates, ladybug napkins.
So stupid.
And Julie's like,
I'm not 9.
It's like, ladybugs? Like, come on.
And the theme is sleepover. I don't need a theme.
Right. We don't need a theme. We're just hanging out.
If anything, you just buy me food.
Right. Just
give me
buy
some
pizzas.
nachos.
And some regular paper plates.
Exactly. Maybe like a card game, but get out of here.
So, Jen, her mom, is basically like, okay, let's go over the house rules. The main rule of the night is the girls are not allowed to leave the house.
Can't leave the house, no boys over, and don't cause any like serious damage to important things.
Pretty much. Textbook stuff. And the mom is like, maybe I should stay the night after all, because mom has plans to go out. And Julie's like, no, get out. We'll be fine. Dad will watch us. Dad's oblivious.
Yes, that's dad.
And he's too busy working on the sink.
That's his storyline.
That's his storyline. And mom's like, okay, but if you break any of these rules, I'm not taking you to Hawaii this summer, because apparently that's where they're going for their summer vacation. Then after this little conversation, we are introduced to Ren, who is Julie's older brother, just got home from college. Sounds like he dropped out or is failing.
It sounds like he had like almost like a mental breakdown, and he just like wasn't ready.
It just sounds like he's one of those kids who like go to college and just like he doesn't do anything. He like sleeps all day, doesn't go to classes.
For some reason, it seems like he really liked high school, or maybe he was even popular in high school. I'm not really getting that vibe, but that seems like his storyline.
Yeah,
like, he flourished in high school, and he's not doing so well.
And he's not doing great in college. And so we're introduced to him. He's a slacker.
Yeah.
So we've met just about everybody.
So cut to. We see Stacy. Stacy is going to the dance. We see her waiting outside of her home for her boyfriend, Todd, to pick her up. She's just standing by the curb, which is weird. But he comes up in his convertible. He says, hop in. She takes one look at him. He's in workout clothes. What's going on? I'm dressed up. My hair is feathered like I'm in the 80s.
Yeah, I look like I have Farrah Fawcett hair right now.
Farrah Fawcett hair.
I'm ready to go to this damn dance.
You smell.
I've been preparing for a week. Why do you look like you're about to go play a game of basketball?
And he tells her we're not going. It's not
She's
happening.
like, we're not going to the dance.
The fuck?
And he pulls off. He takes her to some, not even like, okay,
Not even, like,
if we're not
a
going to
point.
the dance, like, you could at least take me to the point
Yeah.
or the cliff or the, you know.
He brings her, like, to, like, the community. Like,
You bring me to the open, like, park.
Yeah.
We're not going to the, you know, the spot.
Right. And he's like, okay, you promise if I take you to dance, then you'll let me have sex with you.
No, literally. And he tries to grope her, and she's like, no, stop. And he's like, you promised once you graduated, we'd hook up.
Did I?
And then she's like, well, you promised me we'd go to the dance.
And he's like,
And he tries it again. He's like, whatever, gropes her. And she's like, stop it.
right.
And he's like, okay, we're done. We're breaking up. And she's like, what? Seriously? And he's like, yeah. Do you not know who I am? We really don't. What's his name? We don't
Todd.
know. Oh, okay. Thanks. I was
Also
like,
kind of a bad name for a hot guy. I'm not sold on it.
Todd is solid.
Not sold on it.
Well,
Can't think of a hot Todd. Not a hottie.
that's fair.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, we're breaking up. Do you not know who I am? And then she's like, let's see. Second string quarterback on the JV team. He kicks her out. Kicks her out of the car, clueless style.
Leaves her in the middle of
And he
nowhere.
drives off. And he's like, you're going to be so ruined in high school.
Big.
First of all, why are you trying to hook up with an 8th grader?
Ugh, girl. It's
No,
disgusting.
it made me very uncomfortable when he said, once you graduated, you promised we'd hook up. It just sounded like, you're 18 now.
He's been grooming her.
Yeah, that's what it sounds
What is
like.
this movie rated? PG-13?
Probably PG.
Can't be PG. They go to a club
They do go to a club.
and they meet a man they met online. That should be, honestly, should be rated R. PG-18.
So he leaves her. And
She
you know,
pivots.
she pivots very quickly.
She pivots very quickly.
She's like, gotta move forward. Gotta move forward in life. So she calls up Liz, her bestie. And she's like, hey Liz, change of plans. I can't get you guys into the dance tonight.
sorry.
And she's like, but don't freak out. I've got a backup. Start making a list, she tells her. A list of what? I don't know.
Figure it the fuck out.
She's make a list.
She knows.
No information given other than make a fucking list. A list of what?
And also she makes like a, did she say that? Did you say that she tells her that like me and Todd hooked up. We're not going to dance anymore. That's what she tells Liz. Did you say that?
I think she tells that to the other girls when she walks into Julie's house. She's like, me and Todd just hooked up.
And we're
That
not
she
going
says
to the
it then.
dance.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
okay.
like, we're not going to dance. I don't know why she felt the need to say that.
Because she's like, I'm so mature.
Like, we hooked up. What does that mean? Did you have sex with him?
I mean, I feel like it's purposely ambiguous because, you know, it's
This
technically
is a PG movie.
yeah, it's PG. This should be PG-13.
But hookup, I feel like even now, as a 28-year-old, I still don't think hookup always means intercourse.
Right. You know what's so funny? I forgot what show I was watching. It was some reality TV show. And it was like this guy. He cheated on his girlfriend. He had sex with her. And she asked him, did y'all hook up? And he said yes. And she was like, okay. Because apparently, like, the thing was, like, hook up means different things to different people. So he
right.
said yes. She assumed it was just, like, making out, but they actually had sex. And I just remember that being so funny. I don't remember what show that was from.
Yeah.
And I remember him he's saying in the confessional, he was like, some people, it means different things to some people. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
It's
expand.
yeah, it really is ambiguous. Like,
Yeah,
what does that necessarily
Right.
mean?
exactly. But anywho, so back at the sleepover, Julie and her friends, they have a whole montage. They paint their toenails. They put bras in the refrigerator to put on. In the freezer. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
They dance in wigs. Tell me what you want. What you really want.
They're dancing to the Spice Girls. They have wigs on. They order pizza. You know,
They're cutting up.
very innocent high school. They're 8th grade slumber party stuff.
So they're making a lot of noise, so much noise that Officer Sherman Shiner knocks on the door. They come downstairs thinking it's a pizza guy because ordered pizza. And he's like, what's going on here, girls? I'm going to be watching y'all.
Yeah, he's like neighborhood security.
Yeah, there is security. He's
He's like, who's responsible for all the noise?
It's giving TIE flight security guard.
No,
of the world.
seriously.
But he
It's
doesn't
giving. He is like the type of man who would like murder the black boy with the hood on.
Right. I did get it. He's like, I did good, right?
Yeah, he's like one of those.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a black kid down the
Right.
street with a hood on, so I killed him.
Right.
Like,
he's
one of
he's
those.
looking for something to do.
Yeah.
So he leaves. Another knock at the door. They think is it finally pizza? Is it the officer again? They open it. Stacy.
And she's like, so what have you guys been doing all night? Painting each other's toenails, listening to the Spice Girls, and putting bras in the freezer? That's exactly what they've been doing all night. And she's like, follow me upstairs. So they go upstairs. She calls Liz. She tells Liz to send the list to Julie. And she's basically explaining what they will now be doing for the rest of the night. And she's like, look, we're doing a scavenger hunt. And Julie's like, no, but you don't understand. We can't leave the house. Hannah's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I'm the leader here.
Yeah.
I haven't left yet.
I'm
I'm the number one girl in this group.
I'm the number one girl in this group.
And if you want your high school career saved, you will listen to me.
So they get on webcam. Okay, so it's Stacy and everyone at Julie's slumber party in one room, and then like Liz and her slumber party people, and they're all on webcam discussing the events. They're gonna do a scavenger hunt. Julie reluctantly eventually agrees, and the list is basically you have to put your clothes on a mannequin at Old Navy.
Yes.
You gotta get some man to buy you a drink at the Wango Tango Club.
Cosmo. Club Cosmo.
Club Cosmo. Whatever the fuck it's called. Then you have to get a pair of Steve. I don't know his last name. I want to say Steve Calise, but that's
Sure, I like it.
That's a politician here in New Orleans who's a Republican. So no. So you got to get a pair of Steve, Julie's crush.
Yeah.
Underpants, and then you also have to get a decal sticker off of the like Rent-A-Cop security officer's car. That's the list.
So what's the price?
And then Hannah's like, sure, what's in it for us? And then Stacy's like, thongs. Hannah's like, pass.
I love when Julie's like, yeah, double pass.
Yeah, double pass. We don't. What's the fun in that?
Yeah.
And then Hannah is like, let's make it interesting. The winner gets to sit at the fountain next year, and the losers have to sit at the dumpster.
Is there like a sign up list for this?
Right,
exactly. Why would you automatically go to the dumpster anyways?
Right, exactly.
And why would I give a fuck?
But my thing is, Hannah, bitch, you moving to Vancouver. This ain't got nothing to do with you no more. You ain't got skin in the game. If you lose, you're going to be in Vancouver. This doesn't affect you.
She is trying to... Her friend has been complaining for, I'm sure, the last 6 months about how she's going to be a loser. She's like, I'm going to secure your spot for high school. You're going to be popular. And sometimes you're going to have to take a risk, honey. If you want to be happy, this is what we got to do.
I don't like how she's like, but like she's not risking her own reputation because she's packing her shit and she's moving to Vancouver.
I mean,
this ain't got nothing to do with her.
But she wants her friend to be happy.
If they lose, but what if they lose?
See you. Come move to Vancouver.
Exactly. You've ruined her life even further. Now she really don't got no shot.
I mean, to be frank, by the end of this movie, win or lose, she was already like who she was, you know? She was already she was already grown. Just eat lunch inside.
I don't know. I'm with Julie. I was like, just like Julie was like, bitch, what are you doing? I was like, bitch, what is you doing?
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be happy about it. But Julie's not a risk taker, and what happens when you don't take risks? You're gonna end up at the dumpster anyway. She was either gonna end up at the dumpsters.
She's gonna end up at the dumpsters regardless. Yeah, that's fair.
If she didn't do it, she's gonna end up at the dumpster. If she lost, she was gonna end up at the dumpster, but she went. Fine.
That's fair. So Stacy and her crew, they agree. And
before she leaves, Stacy
sets up a profile for her on safedate.com.
I
love how they emphasize. They're like, we have to emphasize how safe this is.
Yes. So I think in the description, she's like, I'm a supermodel. I'm going to be at the Cosmo Club tonight. I'm going to wear this red dress with a red paisley scarf. And then instantly they find somebody. And they also make the very strong point of saying that he is a verified user, so it's safe for them to meet up with him, which doesn't mean anything. And then in the profile, the guy's like, I'm going to be wearing a suit with like a red tie.
Yeah, brown jacket, red tie. And we must emphasize how safe
yes, very safe.
This is for these underage girls to meet a stranger, so we're going to call the website safedate.com. and we're gonna make sure he's verified. They even like point out that he's verified.
Right.
Yancey's like, what's the check for? That means he's safe. He's been approved by the website.
Whatever.
We've got to make this clear,
Yes,
people.
don't do this.
We've got to make this clear.
Right.
So they do all of that. They make the arrangements for the scavenger hunt, and Stacy is on her way out. And
Before she goes, like, Julie thinks that Stacy's gonna be on their team. And I'm like, Julie, let it go.
Like,
girl.
why do you think that?
Let it go.
Yeah, she like Stacy's like leaving. She's like, where are you going? She's like, sweetheart, you didn't actually think I was gonna be on your team, did I?
It's kind of sad.
But she kind of did.
She did. She's like,
She
I
did.
thought you came over so we could be friends again.
Yeah.
No.
Like, Julie, sweetheart, let it go.
I came over to embarrass you even further as a human being.
No, literally. I don't care about you.
Yes.
So then Farrah kind of makes the point like, but hey, we don't have a car.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy and Liz have a car because Liz has her learner's permit because she's been held back because she's dumb.
Because she's an idiot.
So she's driving them around in a BMW, and Farrah's like, we don't have a car. And then Liz is like, on the phone, is like, well, y'all lose. And then Hannah's like, we'll find a car, and we're not going to lose.
Damn, Hannah.
And they part ways, and Julie's like, ugh, this is your fault. I don't want to do that.
Right. They're pissed off. I'm going to find a freaking car. So while that's going on, you know, Julie has to be the one that does the date. So they give her like a mini makeover.
Mm-hmm. She's got to meet this guy at the Wango Tango.
Yes, so they put her in a very lovely red dress. It looks very salsa. Like, it kind of reminds me of that emoji with the ladies doing the salsa.
Oh, the red dress emoji.
Yeah. It's that vibe. And then, so they're ready to go. She's got her makeover. As they're leaving the house, Yancey's like, well, I guess we can use my dad's car.
Yeah.
And they're like, bet. Well, let's go.
So we find the car. We go to Yancey's crib.
Yes.
We see the car. It's a very, very, very tiny electric car.
Is it?
It's like a smart car.
It's like a hyper mini.
It's like a Fiat cut in half.
Yeah.
It's very, very
Yes,
small.
yes.
It's an electric car, and she says it's built out of, like, you know, metals and stuff. And her dad said that they can use it, or she can use it in emergencies, and this seems like an emergency.
Yes.
So they all pile in into the very tiny smart car, and the night begins.
Yeah, so one thing I want to point out, the way they sneak in and out is they climb on this, like, rose bush structure thingy.
Yeah, because the rule is they can't leave the house.
Yeah, they're on the second floor. They climb up and down this to get out. The second thing I want to mention is as they're leaving, SpongeBob and his crew, they pull up. The guy from earlier.
Oh, yeah.
He pulls up in a skateboard because they knew about the sleepover and they want to
Can I
crash.
just find out how fucking weird they are? That's so weird. Okay, so they're leaving, yes.
Yeah.
They leave to go start the scavenger hunt. Evan Peters and his weird friends, they pull up. They sneak in to the house. And then they're just like start raiding their underwear drawers. And then the brother, Ren, is like, hello, the girls aren't here.
They're like, oh, right.
And they're like, oh yeah, right. But if they were, what were y'all gonna do? Assault them? Like,
no.
what is the plan here?
I think they were just going to hang out. I don't think it would have been that weird if they weren't so weird. Like, oh, the girls are over here, let's
It
go.
wouldn't have been that weird if they were invited.
Right.
Like, they were invited guests. Like, if one of them was, like, talking to him, like, oh, yeah.
Come over, right.
SpongeBob is so cute. I want him to come over. But they don't like you. You're coming over uninvited.
I know. But, like, I will say, like,
And ill-intended.
throughout this movie, he's for them. Like, he's rooting for them. So, like, while he's there,
I don't know what he is, but he's just weird.
he doesn't even, I don't even think he likes, like, any of them.
And then he, like, starts the scavenger hunt. It's like, why are you doing the scavenger hunt?
They have nothing better to do.
It's so weird.
But he's supportive of them. He's like, oh, yeah, we're going to help them win halfway through. I don't know. Yeah, it is weird.
So meanwhile, the girls, they're in the car.
They have arrived to Old Navy. As they arrive to Old Navy, we see Stacy and her group leaving. They're ready, dressed up the mannequin. They're like one step ahead of them. Mm-hmm. So they go into Old Navy. They walk in. We hear like an announcement. Y'all got 5 minutes left before the store closed. They try and go to one of the female displays. The girls locked it behind them. Smart, but mean.
Yeah.
So they go, okay, there's another display on the other side. They go over there. Oh, it opens, but
It's men.
it's men's clothing.
It's men mannequins.
And they're like little
I
tools.
don't think they're gonna fit in our mini skirts.
Right, she says. Because they have to put on their like clothes on the mannequins.
And so they do it anyway. But while they're doing this, they're at the mall. They're in the Old Navy display. The rent-a-cop, Steve Carell, is there, and they're trying not to get caught. So his back is facing them.
Yeah.
And then every time he turns around, they like freeze and pretend that they're mannequins, even though they look like
human beings.
But he's so dumb and oblivious, he does not notice. So every time he turns around, they get back to putting the clothes on. Every time he turns around to face them, they freeze frame into mannequins.
Right.
Eventually, he catches them. They run.
They run, but they have gotten the clothes on there. They're taking their photo.
Oh, yeah, and they have to document everything they do. So
they
they document it, and they run for it. They make a run for it. They all pile into that tiny little ass smart car, and they continue on with the night.
Next stop, Cosmo Club.
The Wango Tango.
Cosmo.
Whatever.
So they pull up, once again, just in time to see that Stacy and her friends, they get into the club. For whatever reason, the bouncer allows these tweens into the club. So I'm going to report them. So they're like, okay, I had to go park my car. So they go around back. They park their car. They get out. They go to the front of the line. And Hannah's like, we're with them. And then freaking SpongeBob and his crew are like, yeah, we're with them. And the guy's like, the bouncer at this point, he's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's like, who are you kids? Like, get out of here.
First of all, there's a long line. No skippies.
It's a very
no
long
skippies.
line. I'm trying to figure out how Stacy and her friends got in there.
They fast.
They are.
And I'm sure the bouncer is gross.
They fast.
And I'm sure the bouncer is gross.
So they're like, okay, plan B,
Fucked.
how do we get in here? They see some guys rolling music equipment.
Yeah, so they're like in the back by the loading dock.
Yeah, and they see some guys rolling like equipment and like chests and stuff
For like the band.
for the band. And Julie and Hannah decide to hop in one of them. And that's how they're going to enter the club. So they do that. They make their way in. They're in this chest. The chest gets left behind. They open it up and they emerge and they're in the club.
Boom, bop, bam.
All right, now it's time to meet, what's his name? Mr. David?
I don't know what his name was.
I think it's David.
Oh, okay.
David, the guy who's supposed to buy them the drink. And they go looking for him.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, he's wearing a brown jacket, red tie, yada, yada, yada. They see what appears to be one of their teachers, Mr. his name Cordado. And they're like, oh, it's Mr. Cordado. They don't really think much of it. But then they realize that he is wearing, in fact, the brown jacket and the red tie in the description of Dave.
Where he's also standing at the bar looking for someone.
Yes. And Julie realizes, holy shit, he's the guy I'm supposed to be meeting. He's my date.
Right.
And Hannah's like, get the fuck out of here. And so Julie's like, I can't do this. She throws the scarf away because in her description, she was wearing a red paisley scarf.
Right.
She takes off the red paisley scarf. But it is too late. He's noticed her. He goes up to her. She's turned her back to him. And he's like, hey, what's her name?
Julie, what's her fake name?
Yeah.
Model girl.
Model swimsuit lady. June. I don't fucking know.
June.
He goes up to her
June.
and he's like, June? And she's like, oh, no, sorry, not me. And he's like, look, I know I'm not, physically, appealing. He's really not a bad-looking man. He's super tall. 6'5",
Right.
finance, blue eyes. He's 6'5". Look, he's not bad-looking. But he's like, I know I'm not, physically appealing or anything, but, I have a great sense of humor and whatever the fuck else he says.
Sad.
And Julie's like, fine. So she walks over to the bar with him.
So he doesn't
he doesn't recognize her. She has on sunglasses. I guess that's all it takes.
And I guess she's like in a bar, in a club. So I guess
he just doesn't think of it as anything. But so he goes to the bar. He's like, can I buy you a drink? And she's like, yeah, I'll have a sex on the beach. And so the bartender asks for her ID, and she doesn't have any, of course, because she's fucking 14.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I left it in my limo. And then he's like, you look so familiar. And she, does a little laugh, and he's like, oh, your laugh sounds familiar. Like, have I seen you before? And then, after staring at her for a little longer, he's like, Julie? It's Julie.
Yeah.
His student, he begins to freak out. He's like, just when I thought this night couldn't get any worse, I thought you were rejecting me, but it turns out to be even worse. You're my fucking student.
Gross. I appreciate how he's like, ew.
Yeah. because it's pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
I honestly just automatically would have been thinking prison time if I was him. I would have been
He
like,
did a lot more than he needed to do.
Yeah.
Because I'd have been like, get the fuck away from me.
no, literally.
I don't know this woman.
Right.
Just screaming it.
She's a this girl.
Everyone, give me your mother's number. I'm calling her to tell her you're here.
So she is like, yes, it's me. I'm sorry, but look,
I need the spot.
I need you to buy me a drink because if not, I will have to sit at the loser lunch table in high school. And he automatically knows what she's talking about because he also went to Abbott High School, and he never got the opportunity to sit at the fountain. And he's like, okay, I'll buy you a drink. After that, you got to get the fuck out of here.
But like a non-alcoholic.
A non-alcoholic. He buys her a ginger ale with olives. And Hannah documents it. She pops up. She's like, hey, I got to take a picture of this. And he's like, I knew you wouldn't be far away. So he takes a picture of it. I mean, she takes a picture of it, Hannah. They document the drink being purchased. And they go on about the night. But as they're getting ready to leave, Hannah and Jules spots. I keep calling her Jules. Julie spots her mom, Jane Lynch, at the very Hot 10 club that she's at. What's it called?
Cosmo.
The Wango Tango?
Cosmo!
Cosmo Club
Not the Wango
that
Tango.
she's at. She's on the damn bar table, dancing, shaking her rump.
It's really terrible.
I really didn't think it was that bad. I enjoyed watching her.
I didn't like it.
I enjoyed her dance moves. There was something about it. I was like, I like it.
How bad
She
it
was
is.
doing a lot of like hip thrusting, like a lot of pointing. I liked it. I was like, you go, Jane. You go, Jane Lynch. I was into it.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it. Julie didn't like it either.
Yeah, Mom.
And Julie's like, oh my God, is that my mother? She can't be up there moving and gyrating like that. She's a mother. She's had
And
kids.
she's like, does your husband know where you're at?
Yeah.
She kind of thinks she's like cheating on her dad almost.
I don't know. She was like really offended that her mom was like out having fun.
Well, I guess because her mom is so strict.
I guess.
And like, oh, you need to have a ladybug sleepover, but you're out in a club at your age.
Right.
like,
Fair is
okay,
fair.
yeah.
And Hannah's like, we don't have time for this. Okay, you see your mom shaking her rump. We gotta
Yeah.
go. So in the midst of them doing that, they drop the paisley red scarf. And Jane Lynch gets off the table. Her and her friends are having a laugh. They're having a kiki. Haha, that was so much fun. And then she notices the paisley scarf on the ground. And
She's like, this has to be
she's
mine.
like, this is my scarf. And then the friend's like, but you didn't come in with a scarf. And she's like, I know. I mean, bitch, you have the only paisley scarf in the entire fucking
Who do you think you
town?
are?
Like, yeah.
She's looking for problems. That's when I was like, oh, this mama is crazy.
Crazy.
Because if I see a scarf, like,
She's like, she saw it. Why are you noticing a scarf in this very crowded club with hundreds of people?
And why are you like, my daughter has to be here?
Yeah.
Like, are you that controlling?
So she sees the paisley scarf on the ground, and then she looks over into the distance, and she sees the back of, which she does not know,
For sure, right.
but it presumes to be Julie's head. And she's like, I gotta make a phone call. And so she goes to the restroom to make a phone call. There's this chick who's on the phone, taking her sweet ass time. And this gives Julie enough time to get back to the house.
Right, because when she told her friend, like, I think I saw somebody, I need to make a call, she was outside by the dumpsters. Julie and her friends are hiding in the dumpsters. So she knows that she's about to call the house.
yeah.
So she's like, I need to get home. So they run to the car. It's blocked in.
Yes.
It's been double. They can't get out.
Yeah, it's blocked in.
It's blocked in by the downtown traffic. So SpongeBob pulls up with his skateboard. She's like, bet, I can skateboard. Give me that skateboard. She takes off on the skateboard. Mm-hmm. While she's skateboarding.
I would like to point out how stupid she looked on the skateboard.
Her
Her arms were like,
She's like,
in
I'm-
this position the whole fucking time. They were just, I couldn't stand it.
But she doesn't know how to skateboard, yeah.
She doesn't, but it was driving me insane.
She looks like she's just, like someo's pushing her. And she's like,
It looks like
I can't
somebody's
fall.
rolling the skateboard and
Like, I ain't
she's
mad at
trying to
her.
keep her balance.
She's like, we sure we have to skateboard?
She looks so bad.
So she's skateboarding. At one point, she passes a car. She's looking very cool, quote unquote.
She's like, for the sake of the movie, she's looking cool, but in reality, she's not. But her hair's down. You know, she's got on this hot red dress, and she's like on the skateboard barefoot. So she looks cool. And so she passes up this guy driving a car. And the guy who she so happens to pass up is Steve. Her very own Steve. She doesn't notice him, but he notices her. And he's like, holy shit, who's that chick? Did you see her? He has his friend in his car. He's like, dude, did you see her? And he's like, yeah.
Whatever, right.
And he's like, I'm in love.
He's like, who is that, sir? Is this a small town? Like, what? Like, he was like, I'm gonna find that girl.
I'm gonna find her.
Well, I guess he recognized her. I guess we can say that.
Did he? He did.
He was like, she looks familiar, so maybe that's why. But.
So, Julie's on the way home. She's got to hurry up and get there. So she arrives to the house on the skateboard. She has to sneak in. She was going to sneak in the same way that she snuck out, which was through her window down like the gazebo.
Yeah, whatever.
But the gazebo has now collapsed.
Thanks to
Herself.
her SpongeBob.
He broke it?
He broke it. When they came down, because she finds his headband on it.
Oh, I thought she broke it.
No, so after they, it
breaks a little once she comes down it.
Yeah, it breaks a little bit, like breaks at the top. But after they left, they collapsed it.
Oh, SpongeBob and Co.
They were the last people to use it before it collapsed.
Oh my goodness. So her only way to get into the house unseen has been destroyed.
Right.
So now she has to
Come up
divert.
Yeah.
So, but luckily her dad's oblivious. He's been working on the freaking fountain water, sink water in their house this whole fucking night. So he doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
She just sneaks in through the side door, unnoticed.
Well, this time the dad somehow creates a hole in the ceiling with like the water. He goes outside to grab the ladder because he's gonna repair the hole.
Oh, okay, yeah.
His son goes into the kitchen and turns on the faucet and creates the bigger hole. So he puts the ladder down. At that point, he's distracted. She climbs up the ladder into her room just in time, and then the dad takes the ladder. He gets a phone call from Gabby. And then the mom, because she's finally been able to get on the pay phone. She calls up, where's Julie? Where is she doing?
Let me speak to Julie.
Calm down. Enjoy your night.
Right.
So the dad, I forgot his name, goes upstairs. He knocks on the door. I think even before he knocks on the door, Julie opens the door. She's like, hey, what?
She's like, hey, Dad. He's like, your mom's on the phone. And she's like, okay. So she takes the phone. She's like, hey, Mom. Mom is shocked to hear that she, actually is in the house and answers the phone.
She was ready.
She was ready to catch her ass.
Right.
Julie was 2 steps
Which is
ahead.
why? Like, she's not a bad kid. Like, why do you distrust her so much?
She's a controlling mother. Mm-hmm. So, Julie's like, yes, Mom, I'm still at the house. I've been following your rules of no fun, no breathing, no existing. And I love how the mom is like, hey, I have those rules to keep you safe of no breathing and no fun.
I love how she's shitting her mom, but she's like, I actually am out. Like, now you're gaslighting your mom.
She kind of is. So they low-key get in a little argument, and Julie's like, okay, goodbye. And then Mom's like, okay, I'm hanging up now.
Yeah.
So we're coast is clear.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to also mention that Ren has been assigned to cover for Julie and the gang while they're gone. She's she's going to do his laundry, pay him money.
Him $50 every month. Yeah, so every time she gets close to getting caught,
he shows up.
He shows up to help her.
Right.
So does she leave?
So she's safe. So they go back. So next time we see them, they're pulling up to Steve's house.
Oh, okay.
So they're in the mini car. They pull up to Steve's house. Boom, bop, bam. The car dies. So they're like, okay, Julie, you go inside. You go do your...
also while they're at the club.
Oh, yeah.
Yancy.
Find somebody.
Okay, so while they were driving, Yancy was like, I'm fat.
Oh, yes. So she was bullied in the beginning. Mm-hmm. While they were driving, she's like, no guys, no hot guys.
No guys look at me because I'm fat. And then Julie's like, who called you fat? Like, why do you think you're fat? And she's like, hello, Stacy and Liz called me fat.
You saw it.
And then, right, you were there, bitch. And she was like, oh, yeah, right. And then she was like, they even keep scales in their locker, and they made Yancy stand on it and weigh herself in front of everybody. My whole thing is, Yancy, no one made you get on that scale, girl. You didn't have to. They didn't lift you up.
Get on the scale
and prop you on that scale. You did not have to step your foot on there.
Why do you need to bring your own scale? It's a gym. It's like a high school gym. I'm sure there's a scale somewhere in here.
That part too.
You don't need to bring your own.
There's a scale.
They don't know how to work the other one. They're like, I don't know how to push the thingy.
Pretty much.
I don't know.
So she's very self-conscious about being, a larger girl. And Hannah is like, Yancy, do you like eating
celery?
celery or brownies? And then Yancey's like, is that a trick question? And then Hannah's like, exactly. So you only date guys who eat brownies. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know the logic there, but okay.
Just
She could date a guy who eats celery. She's like, you're fat, so only a fat guy would want you, so you have to date other fat people.
I guess she's saying fine guys who are, yeah.
Like, what are you trying to say here?
I guess, yeah.
But luckily, while, the girls are inside getting their alcoholic beverages, right?
She hangs back.
She hangs back. So is Farrah. Farrah.
But she's off somewhere.
She's off somewhere doing something.
Yeah.
And this very cute, a little chubby guy comes out, introduces himself to Yancey, and they hit it off. He's like totally into her. And she's like, why are you talking to me? And then he's like, you're like cute, you're pretty.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? You think me? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, well, anyway, I've got to go to my second job. It was nice talking to you. And then she's like, in love.
Right.
She has a love interest.
And then she's upset because she's like, I didn't get his number. I'm never going to see that guy again. There was my one chance at life.
But he'll come back to her.
Yes. Okay, so anyway, we're back at Steve's house. The car has broken down. Yancey's like, okay, I just need to charge it. It's an electric car. I just got to find a plug. While we find the plug, Julie, you go inside to steal Steve's boxers. Julie was like, why do I have to steal them? Literally because it's your fault that we have to do this.
Like, literally, this is on the list because of you.
Because they know you like Steve.
This is for you.
Right. So Julie's like, fine, I'll go do that. So we see her hop the fence to get into Steve's backyard. While that's happening, who also sees this? Mind you, they already got their drink pictures. They're like always one step.
Yeah,
ahead
they're
of these
always
girls.
the mean girls are always like one step.
They were a little smart with this one. So instead of going to
Steve's house, they go to his Jeep, his car, his Jeep, and he doesn't have he has those Jeeps without like the doors or windows or whatever.
They love that.
So they go in the back of his like gym bag and they just pull out some underwear from his gym bag. So they're done. The mean girls are done.
That is the best option.
That was the smartest thing to do.
That was the smartest thing to do.
Julie,
They're like, we have to break it anyway.
freaking goes to Mars and sneaks into his freaking house.
But you know what? When they put that on the list, they already knew how they were going to do it.
Probably. Yeah, this
It was
they
not
knew
fair.
everything that they were doing.
Yeah, they've done it all before.
It was all very strategic for them.
It was just messed up.
So she sneaks into the house some kind of way. I don't remember how she even gets in there.
She hops over that brick wall that he has.
But how she get in
the
window? We don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somehow she get in the house.
Yeah. But
meanwhile, but what?
Stacy, you're about to say that Stacy and them called the police on her?
No, I was not.
Okay. So as they're seeing her break into the house, Stacy and
Liz,
they decide to call security. They're like,
the rent-a-cop that is Steve Carell.
And they're like, I want to report suspicious activity.
Yeah, I see someone breaking in to this home at 503 Winbrook Lane.
Yeah.
Someone sneaking in. A suspicious figure.
Yeah, so that's into plan. So Julie's now inside the house. She overhears Steve talking about her so much that he found a yearbook. He's flipping through the pages, and he's like, "Oh, I think I found her. She looks like a child in the photo. Like I freaking hate the yearbook photo he sees."
He does.
This should be a red flag.
Yeah, but he's like really he is on a mission to find her.
Yes.
Meanwhile, she's in the freaking house. She's in your house, and he's like reading all her activities, and she's like basketball, skateboarding, napping, and drama club.
Yeah,
and he's like into her. He's like, oh yeah, this girl's look how stupid she is.
She's just
But her face looks so serious.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
she's going so slow.
Yeah.
But so there's one point that he's about to catch her. So she sees him coming and she ducks into the bathroom. She hides in the shower.
And Steve is also going to the high school dance that Stacy was supposed to go to. He's going to that tonight.
Yeah.
So he has his friend over and he's like, we got to hurry up and get ready for the dance. So Steve's like, okay, yeah. So Steve goes to hop in the shower. Julie's in the bathroom. So now he's about to take a shower.
Yeah.
She's in the shower.
Yeah.
So he's getting naked.
Oh my God.
And
How's this PG? This is PG-13.
He's getting naked. And he turns on the shower. He doesn't see her in the shower, but he turns it on. She gets wet. She peeks out through the curtain. She sees him getting undressed.
Keeping Tom, you.
As soon as he's about to hop in, Steve hears a noise outside. Some kind of way, the girls were trying to plug up the electric car. Yeah. They found a plug through like a light post. But the plug wasn't close enough. It wasn't long enough. So they had to push the car. They pushed the car a little bit too much. They pushed the car into Steve Carell, the rent-a-cop, and his car.
Ouch.
A crash ensues. That's what Steve's hears. That's what Steve hears.
There you go.
Which prevents him from getting in the shower and seeing Julie. He goes to the window, him and his friend, they're like, oh my God, look, someone drove their car into that rent-a-cop. Ha ha ha. Sick,
Right.
gnarly, yeah. And then Julie takes this opportunity to escape. She grabs his boxers. She gets out of the house. She makes a run for it.
She climbs back over the low wall. At this point, Steve Carell, Officer Shiner, sees her.
Yeah.
And he's like, whoa, little lady, I got a report about something suspicious. You look suspicious as you climb over this wall, holding
What do we
underwear.
have here?
You're slightly
She has
wet.
underwear in her freaking hand. How did she get out of this?
So, she's been caught. He's like, let's go call. So they turn around, they go back to his car to call her parents. At this point, he turns around, the car's no longer there. The car that hit him, no longer there. The girls had pushed it away. They're charging her right now. But they're like, how are we going to get Julie out of this situation?
Right.
SpongeBob pulls up. And Hannah's like, you know what? This guy's going to help us. And she tells him, like, we're on the underwear part, but Julie's just got caught. She needs a savior. So while Julie's talking to the officer, he's calling the house. And she thinks she's busted. It's over. But luckily, Ren picks up the phone.
So what does SpongeBob do?
Okay, so while Julie's on the phone with Ren, he's like, "You so lucky that I answered the phone because you'd be
and not Dad.
Because Dad almost answered it. You owe me more stuff, you get more chores." She's like, "You know what? Now she's getting some balls now."
She's negotiating.
She's like, "Actually, no."
he's like $50 a month for the next 6 months. And she's like, no, 3. And he's like, are you negotiating? And she's like, yeah. And she hangs up.
Yep. So, and then while that's going on, SpongeBob is letting the air out of the officer's tires. So he's letting the air out of the tires. So like she's got off the phone with Ren. She's still, she's not in trouble, but she's, not sure what to do now. And then the girls drive by. Yancy says, "Get it! Hop in now!" So she starts to run after the car, but then she thinks, "Oh wait,
gotta get his decal."
She goes back to the decal. So now she's got balls. She don't give a fuck. I
And
don't
then,
give a fuck.
And then they see her running back to the rent-a-car car to get the decal. And they're like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm winning. So she hops in the car and she's like, we have everything.
Yes.
Meanwhile, what we didn't say, once Stacy and them called the Popo on fucking Julie.
Once they put her in jail, they
were done for the night. They had everything that they needed. And Liz tells Stacey, and she's like, why don't we go to the dance? Like, now that we're done. Like, let's go to the high school, go to the dance. And then,
because the final thing also you had to meet up at the dance once you got everything.
right.
And then Stacey's like, well, we got everything. They're going to jail. We don't need to go to the dance at all.
Right. And then she's like, why don't you want to go to dance? Like, did something happen between
My
you
older
and
sister can
Todd?
probably get us in. So what's the deal?
Like, is there a Todd reason? And then she's like, no, I just don't want to go. Let's go get juices. So they go get juice instead. So, fast forward back to what we were doing. The girls, Julie and her they have everything that they need. They're making their way to the high school. Meanwhile, en route to the high school, Liz and Stacy, they're done getting their juices. And they see them pass up. And they're like, they're done already?
They're still in the game, right?
Yeah, they're still in the game. See what happens when you get a little too comfortable?
Exactly.
So now they got to stop drinking their juices, hop in Liz's BMW, and now it's like a neck-and-neck race to the high school. So they're both driving, and then they all get there at the same freaking time.
Same goddamn time.
So Hannah's like, it's a tie. We both sit at the fountain for lunch. And Stacy's like, absolutely not. We need a deal breaker.
A tiebreaker.
And Hannah's like, no. And Julie's like, sure. What is it? Julie's got balls now. She's like, because old Julie would be like, no, this is fine.
Yeah.
Like, let's just keep it as a tiebreaker.
Those are the rules.
Now Julie's got balls.
Big
So
old
now
balls.
the tiebreaker is whoever gets the crown from the king and queen is like the winner.
Yeah.
gets the table.
Meanwhile, before they go in to get the crowns from the king and queen, they see Todd's car parked at the dance. Liz turns to Stacey and she's like, Stacey, isn't that Todd's car? I thought y'all said y'all weren't going to the dance. Why is his car here? Damn. She ain't got shit to say. She don't know what to say.
Yeah. And then Hannah's like, yeah, you did say that.
You did say that.
Oh, Hannah and Julie, they're like, you fucking loser.
Yeah. Why your man here, but you ain't? Why y'all not together, huh?
Yeah.
What's going on? Did she say why? She just like walks in. She like
walks away.
ignores.
She's like, I can't take
She's
this.
like, that's not your business.
I can't take this. Bye.
And then they go into the dance. So now we've gotta buckle down.
Yes.
We gotta get this crown.
So somehow Stacey and her crew, they make it to the dance, no problem. Julie,
right.
her crew, they're trying to...
Why is it so easy for them to gain access to things?
They know people. Someone opened the back door.
Right.
So Julie and them, they try to go through the front door. They walking up. There's a girl sitting at the table collecting tickets.
She's like, hello, where's your tickets?
Where do you think you're going?
And Julie gives like this whole speech, in my opinion, which was kind of rude.
I know who you are.
She was like, she's like, we don't have tickets, but if you don't let us in, I'll be a loser just like you.
No.
She's like, I need to get in so I can sit at the fountain for the next 4 years of high school. And if I don't, I'll be a loser like you sitting out here collecting tickets at the dance instead of attending the dance.
Yeah.
I was like, ow, bitch.
Right?
Fuck. And then the girl's like, she stands up and she's like, you go in that dance and you do it for the rest of us who can't.
It's so dramatic. She's like, I'm on work study. Honestly, I just have to work the next 30 minutes. And then
like literally, yeah. Like I'm not a loser.
Yeah.
Just fuck you.
Bitch. Like, fuck. Right. This is a lie.
Like, God damn it.
So yeah, I do. It was like the cheesiest part of this whole film, which is crazy. But it was like the cheesiest
because the whole movie is pretty cheesy.
But it was like the cheesiest part. It was just like something. It must be done.
I thought it was rude as hell. I'm probably like, I'll be just like you if you don't let me in.
It's rude.
Like, fuck you, bitch. My life's not that bad. God damn it. Maybe I didn't want to go to the fucking dance.
I'm going to Harvard.
Yeah, bitch. So they go in.
So we also see Steve's at the dance.
Yeah.
He's continuing to talk about Julie. You guys know this girl named
He's
Julie.
like, yeah, do you know a girl named Julie Corky? And then someone's like, yeah, I think so.
She was on the bus with us in elementary or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, that girl. He better be a freshman.
I would hope so.
And then at one point, some girl asks him to dance, and he's dancing with the girl. Julie sees this. She's like heartbroken.
She's heartbroken. She's devastated.
But we have more
But
problems.
he doesn't even like her, Julie.
Yes, we have more problems. There's tea happening. So at the dance, everybody sees it at the same time. We see Todd dancing with some girl. Everybody clocks it at the same time.
And then everyone's like, Stacey, isn't that Todd?
Is that your man?
And she goes up to him and confronts the girl that he's dancing with. And then she's like, bitch, who the hell is you? Mm-hmm. And then the girl, matching her energy, and she's like, well, who the fuck is you? Mm. And then Stacey goes, I'm his girlfriend. And then she goes, well, that's crazy. Because I'm his girlfriend, have been for the last 6 months. Now, we don't know how long Stacey and this boy been going together, but there's some overlap here.
Yeah. That's crazy. Is she in the same grade as you?
Yeah. And so I feel like she's probably a high school chick.
Yeah, maybe like a freshman.
So Stacey smacks Todd, and Todd's like, you're a loser. And everyone's bearing witness to this debacle. Yeah. And then Hannah goes, wow, she hooks up with you and you cheat on her? Typical jock behavior. And then Todd reveals, Little Miss Princess didn't hook up with me. She never has, never will. She'll never hook up.
Oh my God. Down.
Like, oh my goodness.
She'll never do it.
She has morals.
Right. She's a 14-year-old.
And then everyone's like, oh my goodness, she didn't hook up with him. Oh my God, after she said she hooked up with him. And Yancey's like, looks like Little Miss Popular is just like the rest of us. You get her, Nancy. You
looks
get
like
that bitch.
Little Miss Popular who thinks it's so popular is not so popular.
What's that? Fucking, not another teenage movie.
Also,
Little Miss ran home to her daddy. Ran home to her daddy.
Yeah, Yancy was like, cleared the room. She was like, just so we all know.
This bitch is no better than us.
Right.
I ain't hooking up and neither is she.
Right. Don't come from my way ever again.
So she's totally embarrassed because, you know, her boyfriend's been cheating on her. And he embarrasses her by saying he never hooked up with her.
Right. So at this point,
Her street cred is down
the drain. And then the teacher at the dance, he's like announces there's a dance contest coming up. And then Todd and his girlfriend are like, yeah, let's enter it. And the girlfriend is like, too bad you can't join it.
What was the point of the dance contest? Do you win the crown, or it was just random?
It's just a chance for redemption. For her.
Okay.
And the girl's like, too bad you don't have no one to dance with because you're a freaking loser. This girl does not care about the fact that he was dating.
She does not give a fuck that he was cheating on her.
It was this Todd fellow, guys.
Right. Because, baby, you was getting cheated on too. It wasn't just Stacy,
yes.
But whatever. His other girlfriend is like, too bad you don't have anybody to enter the dance competition with because you're a loser. So here comes Evan Peters / SpongeBob, and he's like, I'll enter with you. And Todd's like, this is hilarious. What a loser, the both of you guys. And whatever, they enter the dance contest. They dance the night away. They win, don't they?
They win.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
So he gets street cred.
Todd gets slapped again by his girlfriend because he told her she's a terrible dancer.
And he's like, Todd's like, well, we would have won if you weren't such a terrible dancer.
The way Todd and his date dance is fucking hilarious.
Disgusting.
It's like really bad.
I would like to point out that this man, I looked up his age. Okay, so all of the other like teenagers in this movie, like the females, they're all like
13, 14.
14, 15, 16, right? I think Brie Larson is like the youngest. She's like 14.
Okay.
Sarah Paxton's like 16, 17. Alexa Vega's like 16, whatever. This dude is 29 years old.
Damn. Gotta take what you can get.
That is
how old is
disgusting.
Ren?
He's also pretty old too. He's 22.
Yeah, he's a
Not Ren. Oh, no. I don't know how old Ren is. But he doesn't play
You're talking
anyone.
about
Steve. Steve is also old. He's 22. I'm like, this is disgusting.
We couldn't cast anybody.
And I can understand, like, okay, if you're going for like the heartthrob or hot guy look, like they maybe have to look older because if not, they would look like Evan Peters and his friends who look like 12-year-olds. But it's still kind of, I don't know. We could have found somebody who looked grown.
Right.
We could have found a grown looking like 17-year-old.
Right. You got 22. Like,
Because why is this 29-year-old groping 17-year-olds in this movie? That's disgusting.
Right. We're gonna have to do a scene where like she has a body double.
Yeah, like, ooh, this is just for me. If I was him as a 29-year-old, I'd be like, I cannot do this.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna get famous from this shit. So I really shouldn't be doing this.
I'm gonna take a hard pass, guys. If there's someone on set, we can put a wig on and just make this work.
Because if this was reversed, they would never cast a fucking 29-year-old woman.
Oh yeah, hell no.
Because we fucking turn 100
Right.
once we turn 25
Yeah,
in
it's like the
Hollywood years.
Right. They do us like Leonardo DiCaprio does his girlfriends.
No, literally. Anybody under 26, get out of here. I mean, over 26, get out of here.
So yeah, everything's going well. The girls have been dancing by themselves. So during the contest, Julie and her friends, they're like, we don't need guys. We can dance with ourselves. They're having a great time. They're friendship. Friendship. Yeah. So while they're dancing, so during this dance contest, two important things happen. One of them, Steve sees Julie. He's like, that's the girl. She's here. Goggle. Love her.
Oh,
Googling
Google.
it. Googly eyes. I don't know. Goggle. I don't know what that means. Two, while SpongeBob was dancing, he drops the scavenger hunt list.
Oh.
Immediately after, Steve picks it up and he's like, oh, this thing.
He's like, oh, a scavenger hunt. The hot girl who I'm into was on the scavenger hunt trying to find me. Ooh.
Yeah, that's where my underwear went, he says. So that's going on. Farrah is talking, and there's also a point where Farrah's talking to Yancey, and she lets it slip that she wasn't, she should have known she was never originally invited because she was never originally invited. But Farrah says, aren't you so happy that Stacey
couldn't come to the sleepover? And then Yancey's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, because you originally weren't invited. Julie could only invite 3 people, 3 girls. You were the afterthought.
Yeah, but you always were the afterthought. You should have known that.
And yeah, because you got invited the day of, bitch.
Yeah.
So like, why?
You think I had a what?
And then so Yancey's like feelings are hurt, and like Farrah's like, I slipped.
Right. I feel bad for Sarah. She's like, oh my god, Farrah. She's like, I did not mean to sound like a mean person. I was just saying like I was happy that this happened.
Right. It kind of worked out.
Right. I didn't think it was gonna hurt her feelings, but I can see how that will.
So her feelings are hurt.
So she's off sulking by herself. The girls are like, okay, we have to go talk to her. But before they do, the band gets on. They're like, this next song is dedicated to Yancey from the guy, the speaker guy.
And it's the same guy who she was talking to at the Wango Tango.
Yes, this was his next skit they had to do.
You're supposed to correct me. What's the name of the real collab?
Cosmo.
The Cosmo.
I'm over it. I'll let
I'm
you call
over your
it.
shit.
I'll let you have it.
So this guy, he's now at the dance, and he dedicated a song to her, and they start dancing, and they're in love.
It's very cute.
She has her moment with her guy.
Yes, she asks.
She asks him if he likes celery or brownies, and he said brownies. They're a very important food group.
Oh.
They're not.
They're not, but he's young, so he can eat as many brownies as he can. Do it now, because you can't do it forever.
That's right.
Eat those fucking brownies, because your talent's going to crash and die. But yeah, so they don't need to talk to her. She's doing great. So as that's going on, the announcement is coming over the intercom system.
King and Queen, we're about to announce it of the dance. Woohoo.
Who wins? Steve.
Of course, Steve.
Which I'm surprised. So where's Todd? And why is not one fawning over Todd?
That's actually very true. Why didn't Todd win?
Yeah, I didn't know. I was like, okay, Steve must be like the third hottest. But he's clearly the first hottest of the high school. Like, so where's Todd fall? Number 2?
Maybe they're...
But they're not even in the same friend group. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, because Todd is giving like jock, and then Steve almost gets like cool burnout almost, but not.
Yeah, Steve, it gives like...
Skeeter boy.
Yeah, it's like... Yeah.
But also not, he shouldn't be winning the popularity contest.
He shouldn't be
He's
winning.
just like that nice guy.
He's like the cute hot guy, but he's not like the
Mr.
popular
Popular, right.
jock.
It's interesting.
Like Todd. Like,
Yeah, it's weird that he won.
it is.
But also, a black girl wins, so I thought that was cool.
Yes. So black girl wins queen, Steve wins king.
Yeah.
And then the teacher is like, okay, go dance with whoever you want to go dance with. He tells them. So Steve, I love how the black girl like walks off. Like she just goes to her date and Steve's like, no, I need to make an announcement. So Steve goes to the microphone and he's like, Julie Corky.
Oh, terrible name.
And she's there stunned. And Hannah like hits her. And she's like, he's calling your name. And she's like, that was real?
It
And
was, girl.
she goes up. She's already on the stage. So she walks up behind him. And she's like, hey, it's me. Hey. And they dance? I don't know.
They dance. He gives her the crown, and therefore she wins.
They win, baby. He gives her crown.
Everyone sees it. Hannah shit talks to Stacey and Liz. They're like, enjoy eating by the flies, fucking losers.
You fucking bitches. You fucking lost.
Yeah. And then the girls are like, oh my God, I can't believe that we lost. Honestly, I'm not sitting by the dumpsters.
No, seriously.
I'll give it a day.
I mean, like,
And I'm going to go back to where I rightfully should sit.
Right. Do we have this in writing?
Right.
Do we sign off on it?
What are
Do
the
my
rules
lawyers
here? Yeah.
write up something? No.
Yeah.
Shut the hell up.
There's no way.
But anyway, they win. So, yes. Score.
Victory.
Success for the little people, the underdogs.
Yes.
So they dance. Then they go outside.
They go outside for a little one-on-one.
So they go outside. They have like a little moment.
How did you know
No?
about me and you and the crown?
I saw you boarding earlier tonight. And then I saw you out there dancing. It all fit. And the crown. By the way, can I have my boxers back?
Yes, they vibing. They're about to go for a kiss. Too fucking bad. She gets a call from Ren because it's very important. It's the end of the night. Things are happening. So he tells her that mom just called. She's on her way home. So that means you need to get home now.
Immediately.
So the girls also happen to walk outside at the same time. They're like, what's going on?
Yeah,
And
it's
she's
time
like,
for us to go.
She's like, everybody, listen up. It's time for us to go. I'm so sorry, Steve. My parents don't know that I snuck out. I have to go. I'm 14. I'm a child. I think I shouldn't be here.
I'm a kid.
Right. In case you forgot. But anywho, they're off. Before, as she's walking off, she tells Hannah, like, oh my God, I'm so mad. We didn't get the kiss. And then tomorrow she's going to forget about me and just come to the realization that I'm a 14-year-old girl.
She was really pissing me off on this moment. I was like, bitch, you've won the game. You won the guy. Why are you still fucking whining?
She had a chip on her shoulder. When she goes to sleep, she's like, I'm Frankenstein, or whatever the fuck she said.
Yeah,
she was
like,
stepsister? I don't know what she's saying.
She's like, yeah, now I turn back into like the pumpkin from Cinderella. What the fuck she said?
The cutest 14-year-old that I've ever seen. Calm down. No one looks this good at your age.
Yeah, no one looks this pretty at fucking 14, you
calm
bitch.
down.
Shut up.
He's gonna come back. But yes, so they race home. They get home, and once again, the flower thing is still down. So they have no way of getting back into their room. Their mom is literally at the door. So Julie's like, okay, treehouse. So they have like this old treehouse that they don't use anymore. So the girls climb up it. They're not very sure about this. They're not into this plan.
So yeah, they get on the
like, I
treehouse.
don't want to go up there.
From the treehouse is level with like the second floor of her room. Ren somehow takes a rope.
Julie
throws Ren a rope.
Yeah.
That extends from the treehouse to her window, and Ren has to pull on it while she like shimmies across it.
She starts to crazy.
And they're like, okay.
They're
so
like,
he's tugging on the rope while she's shimmying across it. But then the treehouse starts to fall.
Yeah.
It starts to lean forward.
Slowly, thank God.
Slowly.
But she's like, guys, help. Like, we can't help you, bitch.
Yeah, they're stuck in the treehouse. She's getting lowered to the ground because the rope's falling while the treehouse is falling. Somehow the treehouse meets the
window.
Roof of the house to the window.
Right.
It all kind of works out. The girls get in the window.
Uh-huh.
They're able to climb through the roof or onto the roof into the window. And then Julie's stuck downstairs.
Her mom is literally... this is like the most risky thing she's ever done in my entire life. So her mom, she literally walks into the door the same time her mom's. So her mom goes through like the front door, and she walks into like the side door.
Those are like
they're like right by each other.
Yeah.
And like she just...
So as her mom opens the front door, she opens the front door. As her mom closes the front door, she closes the side door.
Very risky. Luckily, her dad's been working on this water thing this whole time. Because the mom wants to go straight to the living room to check on the girls.
Yeah.
But the dad's like, hold on. How was your night out? He's like, good. And then she's like, you got to try the water thing I've been working on all day. This is my plot of the movie. Work with me here. So being the wife she is, she tastes the water. She's like, this is the best water ever.
She's like, it's so good.
I can taste the difference. You did
the water is just fucking same.
It's the same water.
So now she's like, time to go upstairs.
Yes. So, and then Julie sees this. She's like, oh, my mom's not a total cunt. And she's not lying to my dad. So she goes upstairs, and they all assume the sleeping position. They get in their
pajamas.
The pajamas and what do you call it?
Slumber bags.
Sleeping bags.
Sleeping bags.
And they pretend like they go to sleep. And then the parents open the door and they're like, oh, angels.
Sweet baby angels. Little do they know they've been out partying all night.
Yes. So before they go to sleep, Julie's like, oh, I'm so ugly. My life sucks. Shut the fuck up.
She's like, oh my goodness, I will be able to sit at the popular table next year in high school, and the guy who I've been crushing over for the past 10 years of my life likes me back. Ugh.
Right.
I lose.
Right. Girl, calm the fuck down.
Like what?
I know men are stupid.
Like, I understand you didn't get to kiss him, but bitch, tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah, he doesn't have the memory of a freaking bunny. Like, calm down.
Like,
he's
relax.
Gonna remember you. Oh, so annoying.
So she wakes up the next day. It's breakfast time.
Yes.
I would like to say her hair has been wavy this entire film. The next day she like flat irons it or something. I guess because she feels like a new woman. She looks hot as fuck. I was like, God damn it, bitch. Why do you look so fucking good? I was like, you're like 14.
She looks amazing.
I was like, you look great with that wavy hair, but bitch, now you don't flat ironed it.
Yeah.
You're giving woman.
I don't know if we can say
it was
that,
giving cunt.
She looked good.
You don't think she looked fantastic?
No, she did.
She looked great.
I don't know if you can say a 14-year-old looks like a woman.
Oh. She looked good to me.
Yeah, she does look good. She looks gorgeous. But yeah, she's at breakfast. Her parents do mention that, oh, I can't believe I knew the treehouse was gonna fall down eventually, but I didn't think it was gonna take the rose thing with it. And so they're clear of that.
Yeah.
No one is none the wiser that they are the reason it came down. Because it seemed like it was unsturdy anyways and it needed to come down.
Right. They're not questioning the fact that the treehouse and the gazebo all have fallen.
Yes.
They're like, oh, look at that.
Ren comes in the room. He's like, you know what, guys? I think I'm going to go back to college. After this whole surveillance thing that they would help out my sister, he didn't say it like that. But he's like,
I think I'll go back to school for surveillance.
Whatever that means. But anyway, get him out the house. Who cares?
Right.
Let him figure it out. But he's got a newfound confidence, or he's not as scared as college is. He's not as scared of college as he once was.
So everyone goes to sit down for like breakfast. Meanwhile, Jane Lynch pulls Julie aside and she's like, so what all happened last night? And she's like, it was a cool, quiet night. And then Jane Lynch is like, oh, really? And she shows her the paisley scarf. She's like, I know you were out last night.
I looked at this scarf.
And then she was like, look, Mom, I did go out last night.
Yeah.
But my entire high school career was writing on it, and it was a very important night for me, and I did what I had to do.
Don't fuck with me.
Don't fuck with me. I'm a changed woman. My hair's straight.
I mean, honestly.
Do you see this?
Like, no. You went to a club, you're dead. Even the one thing
I'm
is like...
surprised she was like, yeah, we went out. I thought she'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right, that was the best case. But the fact that her mom was like, oh, you can go to you're growing up, you can go to a club.
Yeah,
No.
her mom like let it go. She was like, okay.
You can go out to a boy's house, maybe. But to
Right.
the club?
Yeah. I would have been
Death.
concerned.
Yeah.
But her mom's like, I guess I'll let this one slide. You're
Yes.
growing up.
Right.
So they have their little heart to heart. So everyone's sitting down.
And she even gives her own doorknob with the lock on it. 'cause
Oh,
before
she
didn't have
does.
one.
Because
So
she didn't have a door with a lock.
on it. So it's like she's growing. She's accepting the fact that her daughter's growing up. Mm-hmm. So at this point, it's time to say goodbye. Farrah and Yancey are going.
They leave.
Yeah, they leave. Their parents are there. And then Hannah's like, okay, I have to go pack because I have to leave soon.
Because I'm moving to Vancouver, remember? I'm going to
Exactly.
Canada.
So they go outside. They have their final heart-to-heart. And they just say, you prepared, Hannah? I mean, Julie, you're prepared to
I love you. I miss you so much.
You're going to do great without me. Because Hannah was the leader of the group. She was the top dog.
Yeah, she was the confident one.
Yeah, but now Julie has that. And
Yeah.
then Hannah's like, take care of the girls.
Right. Take care of the girls.
Right. It's so funny. So Hannah leaves. Julie's by herself.
She goes to her room.
And she sees like a shimmering shimmer in her room. She's like, what is that? And then she looks over and she sees the crown. Because early in the movie, as she was leaving, she dropped the crown.
Yes. After she couldn't kiss Steve, she had to go off.
She dropped her crown.
The clock struck midnight and
Exactly.
she had to go back and turn into
crown.
a pumpkin. She drops the crown.
My crown, oh no.
So Steve is now in the clubhouse, the treehouse. He's hiding out in the treehouse.
Mm-hmm.
He got the crown. He gives it to her. And he's like, hey, you're hot. I love you. Let's make out. I don't know what the fuck he says.
Right. It's been you the whole time.
Yeah.
I've always loved you.
He
since
talks about the
yesterday.
scavenger hunt and
It's
whatever.
so weird that he saw her one time skateboarding. He's like, I'm in love.
I'm in love with
He has
you.
no, ew. It's actually, and it's like so weird how she's like, oh my God, you're so, like my dream. It's like gross.
I like it. It doesn't
No,
take much. We don't need much. I like it.
It grosses me out. It's just like, to me, it's just like a 14-year-old in love with a 22-year-old. And he's like, oh.
I mean, in reality, yeah, that's what we're
pervy.
seeing. But in the movie, it's like a 16-year-old with a 14-year-old.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, so that they end happily ever after.
They kiss.
But right before the film
She can
ends,
shut the fuck up now.
yes, we see a scene of Stacy and her friends. They're eating lunch.
Freshman year.
Freshman year.
Summer's over, baby.
They're eating lunch by the school dumpsters among the trash and the social rejects, and they are not doing well.
I love how they take out a picnic table cloth and they try to make it nice. And I love how they have
Yeah.
Lysol. They're
sprayed in
trying
the
to
air.
they're trying to make the best out of it. And then someone comes in and pours more trash into the dumpster and it falls. And Stacy screams hysterically and runs off. And I love how none of them react.
I love how Liz is like, ugh, I should be the number one girl in this girl group. I would never let this happen.
I'm the one who drives the BMW.
Yes.
She should have been.
I'm surprised they were still friends at the end of it.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see them still hang out, which is nice. I mean, look, y'all are true friends.
It's cool.
I don't know. One, why would you put the lunch tables by the dumpster? Why would you do that?
Right.
And then why would they sit by the table closest to the dumpster?
That's where they have to. They have to sit there.
There was a couple tables,
But they have to sit at the table by the dumpsters.
Oh, by the closest one, there was
Yes,
couple
the
tables.
dumpster table. That's the whole point of this movie.
There was 4 tables, and when they first showed it, you're still very close to the dumpster. Just one table.
the closest to the dumpster is the one for the
I couldn't
losers.
eat. Ugh,
Yeah.
I'm just don't eat lunch.
Well, they got to get used to this lifestyle.
I'll do it for a week, and I'm like, you know what? Queen Bee's back, bitch. Bow down. But yeah, great movie.
10 out of 10. Great movie for. I mean, it's kind of problematic today. I mean, there's some issues here. We have what? They go. First of all, they have to persuade their teacher to buy them a drink That's weird.
I'd have been like, look,
We got a 29-year-old trying to fuck an 8th grader. All right? And then Steve ain't no better, really.
Right. And I think it's crazy that this movie's PG. I think it should be PG-13. I think it's wild.
I mean, we actually don't know if it's PG-13.
I looked it up.
Oh, it is? It's
Yeah,
PG?
I went back.
I think PG is fine.
Jade, they say hooking up. They go to a club.
Yeah.
They
say
meet a
hooking-
strange man online. That's their teacher.
To us, as a viewer, as a child, though, we don't see the gravity of it.
No, but
We don't see,
But the adults should have been like PG-13.
Fun scavenger hunt, woo!
No one under 13 should see this movie. It's too much. It's too mature. It's wild.
It's too mature.
It's crazy.
It's
crazy, man.
They can't handle it.
They can't.
All in all,
Great film.
I love it.
10 out of 10.
Very nostalgic.
Very nostalgic. Fun.
Very, very cute. Very simple.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Fun.
You know what this movie reminds me of? Do you remember that movie? I feel like we used to get it all the time from like Blockbuster. It's about girl. I can't remember what the hell that movie about. I don't know what it's called.
You sound like you don't know what it's about. What's the movie about, bitch?
It's about a girl. She like lives in like one of the little neighborhoods that Julie live in, and she like collects people's secrets for like money.
Harry the Spy?
No. It's like she like people like pay her to tell them their secrets. And it's like we used to watch it all the time. I feel like every time we would go to Blockbuster, we would rent it. We'd be like, "Drew, we gotta rent the movie that we watch all the time."
Girl. Well, people pay to tell her secrets?
People pay her to tell her their secrets. So I pay you to tell you my secrets. Like she's like a confidant, a therapist.
Right.
She lets people get shit off their chest.
Little secrets?
Let's see the picture. That sounds right. Go to the images or something. You're not doing what I'm telling you to do.
Hold on.
Yes, that's it.
Oh my God, her from 13.
Do you remember this movie?
Oof, let me see.
Jordan, you have to. Oh my God, you don't remember this movie?
I remember his face like right here, but no, not really.
Yeah, and she likes the blonde-headed boy or something, but he did something strange.
Have you got foxes in here? It's crazy.
And then she doesn't like, the other dude likes her, but she likes the one with the blonde-headed one. But he like killed somebody or something.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm reaching with the killing somebody, but he did something like.
Is there a shorter part? Okay. Emily is a plucky preteen who is entrusted with her young neighbor's private and cherished secrets. Every Wednesday, Emily sets up a booth in her backyard that regularly attracts the guilty young souls
Yeah, she had
of
like
the
a booth
neighborhood.
and shit.
This includes Philip, whose clumsiness and his interest in Emily make him a challenging client, but complications ensue when she suddenly finds it difficult to keep all of her neighbor's secrets to herself.
I don't remember like the big like story.
Reveal.
Yeah, but I just remember she was giving secrets and stuff.
I can't see her without. I can't see young her and not think 13.
You don't remember this movie?
I just
Boo! All right, thanks guys for
Have a
listening.
lovely day and a lovely afternoon.
We should do that movie next, Little Secrets, even though you don't remember it.
Maybe,
Don't
sure.
forget to like, rate, subscribe, review.
Tell your friends.
Kisses.
Tell your mother.
And
talk to you
don't
later.
ever go to a Saints game ever again.
LOL.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.